Gorgeous afternoon for college football at Guidry Stadium in Thibodaux, Louisiana. The Southland Football League here on Fox Sports Net today. It's a matchup of the Southland and the SWAC. The 9th-ranked Grambling Tigers taking on Nicholls State. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Eschenfeld alongside Gary Reasons. Glad to welcome you to Louisiana, and this one should be fun today. A couple of teams going at it, heading in really good directions right now. Talk about Grambling right off the top. And how about Doug Williams? That's a gutsy move. He's got a 7-0 ball club. He changes quarterbacks, but, hey, he does those kind of things.
Well, last week he put Bruce Eugene in there at quarterback, and I tell you, just a true freshman. Did a pretty good job, 349 yards passing on the day. But they took their number one quarterback, Randy Himes, put him at X receiver. Might have been a great move. He got 8 catches last week, and expect good things from him today.
You talked about him. He's just too good of an athlete not to be on the field. He wanted the ball in his hands, so he did that. Now, as far as Nicholls State is concerned, they've been a very good football team here at home. Not so good on the road, but they want to finish strong at Guidry Stadium.
Well, they've changed things around here. At home, they've done very well, 28 points a game. On the road, not so well, but they play better in Guidry Stadium. They run a triple option attack now on offense, and that's what makes them go.
Well, if a triple option is going to go, it's all going to start with the guy under center. So far, Josh Sun has had it rolling.
Well, Josh Sun has done a great job. He's averaging about 80 yards a game, Kevin, for this football team here at Nicholls State. And when he goes, this football team goes. He needs to produce today for the Colonels to do well.
All right, Nicholls State will get it done on the ground. Grambling wants to get it done through the air. Grambling, the 9th-ranked team in the land, taking on Nicholls State. Southland Football League action here on Fox Sports Net. Doug Williams sees his team off to a 7-1 start, while Darrell Day, he'll get his troops fired up. Ball game is next. They won the toss, and they've elected to take the football as John Manley will kick it away. Transfer out of Shaker Heights, Ohio, transferred from Toledo. Back deep, Kendrick Shanklin and Derek Wallace for Grambling. Grambling coming off their first loss of the season. They lost last week in a shootout, 45-38 to Alabama State. Left footer gets his foot into it, and we are underway. Shanklin will let it go out of the back of the end zone, so Grambling will have the football. This high-powered offense, first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. An offense that scores 39 points per game and can put 410 yards per game on the field, or 410 yards a game. This is very, very good offense. Bruce Eugene, the man will be calling the signals. A redshirt freshman, 6'1", 235 pounds. The guys up front, James, Thomas, Medavia, and then Riley and Jackson. They're very good on the offensive line. Backs and receivers, Brad Hill, leading rusher on this team. John Petty, the tight end. Levi Washington, Himes, the guy to keep an eye on, the former quarterback, playing receiver now. And here we go, first down and 10. Handed off, second man. Right up the middle, not a whole lot there as Brad Hill scrambles ahead for a gain of 3 yards on first down. Second down and 7 coming up. Nicholls State defense, guys up front, Gary.
Well, they made a change up front. They put Todd Rivera at the defensive end for his middle linebacker spot. He's going to give him some upfield pass rush today. Torian Thomas has played very well at the strong linebacker position for the Colonels. And in the secondary, they start 2 freshmen at safety, David Willis and Gareth DeBetta. They have to play well back there today against this Tiger offensive attack.
From Bruce Eugene under center on second down and 7. Straight drop to throw. He'll roll the pocket, plenty of time, and he'll go down. Lost a couple on the play, had a lot of time. That was a complete coverage sack. Doug King was the man who finally is going to get credit for the sack, but it'll back Grambling up a couple more yards and a big third down coming up on the opening possession.
Well, Nicholls plays defense with speed, Kevin. They put good coverage people out there. Their secondary did a good job on that play, and big Bruce Eugene, the quarterback, rolls out and couldn't find anybody open. I don't think he's going to run with the football a lot today. He wants to throw the ball down the field. They've got very athletic receivers at Grambling, and he's going to try to find them today.
Darrell Day was worried about that pass rush. He knew they needed to get some pressure on the Grambling quarterback, and that time they did. This time from the shotgun. Grambling on third down. Again, time to throw. Does. Caught at the 31-yard line. Will be enough for a Grambling first down as the drive will continue. Tanika McMillan had the coverage, but Ellis Spears, 6'3", 180, was able to pull it in. His 26th reception of the season.
Well, Spears on the outside. He's going to run and get outside, and quarterback's going to deliver it to him. He's going to come back and juggle the football. Tanika almost knocks it out. But he's able to come down with the football. Good job that time of finding the open receiver. Good protection by the Tigers' offensive line and allowing the quarterback, Eugene, to throw the football.
Needed 9, got 11. First down and 10, Grambling. again. Hill, he is met immediately. Michael Peck, the 6'3", 300-pound junior, was there to step in the hole, and when he steps in the hole, you know it.
He is a big guy. I saw him on the field before the football game. I tell you, he's a mountain of a man down there. When he plays inspired football inside for the Colonels, he's going to take away that inside running game, which is what Darrell Day wants from his defense. Good power inside and get in the backfield for a tackle for a loss.
That's Burnell Taylor that had him by an ankle as well.
It's at the line of scrimmage. Call it signal.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 11. The official, the referee, made an announcement. It was something to the effect of someone at the line of scrimmage calling signals.
Well, sometimes the defense calls out signals for them, that they make adjustments, and that can oftentimes confuse the offense, and that is a penalty, and so they're warning the defense.
And throws this one complete. It's going to be short of the 1st down out to the 36-yard line, where Lester McGee did a nice job as he was there to make the stop, and McGee there on Levi Washington, and not enough for a 1st down, so 3rd down coming.
Nifty grab here by Washington. Watch him go up. The ball is completely behind him. It turns him around, and good job of catching the football.
3rd down and 5. Grambling has already converted on its 1 3rd down try so far early on in this ball game. The opening drive of the ball game. First time these two teams have met here at Gabriel Stadium since 1983. Grambling won that matchup. Throw it in the flat, incomplete, and it'll be punt time for Grambling as they were trying to find the open man, Kendrick Shanklin. He was open, but overshot him a little, did Bruce Eugene. So 4th down coming, and it will be time for Marcus Yanez to come in and punt it away. Freshman from Bastrop, Louisiana.
I think you'll see Grambling do that, try to get the ball to Shanklin on the outside today. He's a great punt returner, good in the open field, and want to get his hands on the football today.
Lawan Walker goes back deep. This guy was booming some in pregame. Look at Lawan Walker, freshman from Tallahassee, Florida. Low snap, but he got it away. Good punt, all things considered. They rolled dead at the 37-yard line, so that's where the Colonels will have the football to start. 1st down and 10. Decent field position early on in Thibodeau. Colonels with the ball when we return. Doug Williams in his 4th season, 29-12, winning 69% of his ball games, while Darrell Day in his 3rd at Nicholls State. Trying to build this program along. Man, you talk about a guy 100 miles an hour all the time. I'll tell you about some of the stories about what he does to fire his ball club up a little bit later on. Fire his ball club up and maybe injure himself. But he's a unique coaching perspective, that's for sure. Fun guy to be around. So Nicholls State with the football. 1st down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Here's the option attack. They hand it to Coletti, and Coletti gets out near the 45-yard line. They can hit you quick, and they did right there. A gain of 8 yards. Calvin Pearson, the strong safety, made the stop. This is the way they line up. Josh Sun, a sophomore from Baton Rouge, 6'2", 200 pounds. You see the numbers. Much more of a runner. The big guys up front, they are not that big. 250. They got some guys that just don't really match up on the other side. They have to beat them in different ways. And you see the guy they'll go to is Colt Coletti, the guy they just handed it off to that time. And Josh Sun, true option quarterback. 3 out of the last 5 games, he's rushed for 100 yards. Here on the end around, 1st down out near midfield goes Philip Brock, and Brock, well, he averages 6 yards a carry, and you see why there. Calvin Spears, the cornerback, made the stop. Take a look at the defense.
Well, this triple option attack is going to be a challenge for the Grambling Tiger defense up front. Their defensive line have to play discipline, and Antoine Arnold's going to handle the inside. And the linebackers are excellent here. Robert Taylor, a prototype middle linebacker, has great body size and makes a lot of plays. And the 2 cornerbacks on the outside for Grambling just lights out. Calvin Spears and Chris Brown, really excellent players on the corners.
6'3", 200 on one of those corners. That is a big cornerback. For 1st down and 10. Opening minutes of the ball game here in Thibodeau, Louisiana. Option play again. Pitch it back, a gain of a couple. Not a whole lot there for Rudy August. That's his first carry of the game. They'll spread it around. They've had games where three different players have carried it 10 times in the game. And so far, Coletti's carried it once, Brock has carried it once, August has carried it once. Now it's Josh Sun's turn.
Well, you saw right there on that first play from the scrimmage, Kevin, for the Colonels. It's a triple option attack. You can hand off inside to the fullback, or the quarterback's going to read down and read the defensive end and possibly make the pitch, which he did that time. Grambling has to play real precise defense. They're assignment-oriented today, something they haven't seen all year.
They got a free play here. There's not going to be a whole lot there. Somebody was in the neutral zone on the far side. May have been Ron Johnson.
Well, what happens, the defense has to choose how they want to play, and they can be aggressive, come across the line of scrimmage and get in the backfield and disrupt the option attack of the Colonels. In this case, they're trying to do a little pressure outside stunt and stepped across the line and going to have an offsides penalty.
On the defense, 5 yards remains. Second down.
Well, that's the choice the defense coordinator has to make, whether or not you're going to be able to attack. You're going to see here come across and get into the neutral zone while the ball is snapped, and that's a penalty and a free play for the Colonels. They'll go second and short now.
There's Alexis Robinson, second down coming up. Buddy Gringus is our referee. So second down and 2. Coletti, the fullback. Sun wants to throw it. Has a man wide open. Complete down to the 15-yard line and out of bounds. There is Philip Brock. There was no one in the coverage at all.
Well, Philip Brock is number 2, coming around from the weak side. He goes behind the line of scrimmage. You're going to see him here line up and then just get to the outside. Josh Sun is going to be a roll this way. You can see he just came around the outside and nobody's there in coverage. The free safety has to get over, but he's unable to do so. Good job by the Colonels. Good execution and a good play call. The design is well executed. The corner goes inside and the tailback comes around and the free safety can't get over the top.
Gain of 27 yards, stepped out of bounds just inside the 19. First down and 10 for the Colonels. Again, Sun on the option, not a whole lot there, still struggles ahead. Antoine Lawrence got him, big number 94, 6'2", 270, but he was able to squirt away from that and still pick up a couple of yards.
Nicholls State, Kevin, this season has made some big plays in the offensive side of the field. They've scored quickly. You think of an option attack and just basically grinding it out. They don't always do that. The big play on the offense, throwing the football, you see Sun throwing it down. They're capable of passing the ball as well. I've talked to Jeff Richards, their offensive coordinator. He said the key to this football game for them, though, is to maintain control of the football and not make mistakes.
That was a gain of 1. Second down, making a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Again, Sun trying to get the corner, cuts it back against the grain and down near the 10-yard line. He's going to be short of a first down, so a third down and short is coming up as Calvin Pearson was there to make the stop, the strong safety.
Good read by Sun that time on the option. Going down, you think he might pitch the football on the outside, but watch Taylor, number 54, come into your picture. He's going to be the linebacker, going to go inside of him. Good job that time by Sun of reading the pursuit of the defense, and they're over-pursuing. The speed of the defense can be a negative for you when you play an option attack.
Notice number 54, Robert Taylor, running by there. Looked a little big. That's because he is. How about a middle linebacker going 6'4", 255?
That's my kind of linebacker.
Oh, man. Brock dropped it, picked it up. He's not going to have the first down. It will be close, though. In fact, that play, well, you got a penalty marker down at the other end, at the other side of the field. It's sideline infraction, so this will be a warning.
Well, the pursuit here by the defense. They don't win the corner on offense. There's no blocking here, one, so timing is all disrupted. Good job by the defense of pursuing and stringing it out. This Grambling defense has a lot of speed, Kevin. They'll be able to track him down to the sideline if that's the game they want to run. They need to use that misdirection inside and keep him in there on some handoffs to win that corner as well.
So it's a 4th down and 2. They're going to go for it. That was at the 11-yard line. The line to make appears to be just inside the 9.
Kind of a gutsy call here by Darrell Day to go for it. Going to be the quarterback follow.
And he's got it. First down and goal to goal for Nicholls State down near the 5-yard line. Josh Sun kept it himself. Terrence Duke made the stop.
Well, that's a pretty gutsy call by Darrell Day. The quarterback's going to fake it down the line. It's going to be a lead play. Coletti's going to come in and block behind him. You see the trap outside. Good job by the offensive execution. and Josh Dunn squirts into the 5-yard line.
First and goal as the clock continues to move early on, about midway through the first quarter. Opening possession of the game started back on the 37-yard line for Nicholls State. Colonel's looking for its third win of the season. Son, nothing there. Maybe to the 4.
Robert Taylor coming from his linebacker spot just ate that one up. He's going to run inside out on the football all day. It's going to be a decision of how they want to block the middle linebacker. Here he is right here. He's going to just scrape and make the play. Watch Son as he comes down the line of scrimmage. The fake inside. The linebacker's just coming pacing inside out, and kabam right there. Robert Taylor's a big guy who can run as well, Kevin.
Josh Son is 6'2", 200 pounds. Not a small quarterback by any means. And he's made to look a lot smaller when those big linebackers come at him. Second down and goal from the 4. Coletti right up the middle. Touchdown, Nicholls State. A 63-yard drive right out of the gate for the Nicholls State Colonels, and they lead at 6-0 with a point after to come.
Excellent drive set up here by the pass to Philip Brock. And watch Jeremy Smith going to get the crease here, and Coletti's just going to pop in there right behind him. Good hole, good trap block from the backside, and Coletti just powers it in. They wanted him to play well today. He missed last week with a strained neck, and they're glad he's back in the lineup, Kevin.
Point after, and he missed it. That could be big. So 6:48 to go. They put 6 on the board, but that is all. And the Colonels are in charge right now, 6-0. Straight week, Darrell Day's ball club scores first. They lead at 6-0. Colt Coletti from 4 yards.
Well, good blocking inside. We talked about the trap inside. Kenyardi Johnson, the left guard, comes around, does a good job, and Jeremy Smith just watch him open up the hole here inside, and Colt Coletti powers it in. Good job by the Colonels taking that opening possession, Kevin, and putting points on the board.
Big play in that drive. 27-yard pass. Josh Son to Philip Brock and set him up in good stead at the 17-yard line and took it in from there. 6-0 after the point after was missed. And Grambling try it for the second time. Shanklin and Wallace back deep. This is Shanklin from the goal line. But not a lot there. Out to the 15-yard line and just a bunch of red jerseys. And now Grambling will start there at about the 16 for their second offensive possession of the ball game.
Talked about Darrell Day getting this team fired up, and that's exactly what has come out here. Colonel's done a good job in their first series on defense. The offense has responded, put points on the board, and it's just translated into the special teams and coverage. And whenever you can stop a team to make them start inside their own 20, in this case at the 15 or 16-yard line, got a little momentum on your side. Now the Grambling Tigers going to have to come out and try to respond. Bruce Eugene's got to get comfortable at the helm there throwing the football.
Travis Douglas was down there, the special teams coverage, the first man to get to him. Now Bruce Eugene, like you said, brings his ball club out. Brad Hill, the single setback. They'll hand it to Hill, their leading rusher. Back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a gain of a yard, but not a whole lot there. It's Todd Rivera, the converted middle linebacker, playing defensive end today. We talked about him. They wanted him for the pass rush. He was there to make the stop on the running play.
He's actually the backside defensive end making the plays. You see Hill's numbers on the season. Pretty good job running for the Tigers this year. Almost 800 yards. Doug Williams, I talked to him before the game. He said he needs his tailback to run well today for this offense to go take a little pressure off that quarterback.
Second down and 9. Pressure coming from the backside. Eugene steps up and out to the 30-yard line, very near. It's going to be plenty for a first down. He'll have it by a couple of yards. He's a load when he gets rolling at 6'1", 235. Michael Griffin made the stop.
Well, the pressure from the defense is good. Watch Rivera, number 40, on the outside. He's going to take an outside release and get right around to the quarterback, Eugene, and pretty good move there, hand up and arm underneath. Just misses the tackle, and tell you what Rivera has, he's got an actually has got an injury, a hamstring injury, and just uses his speed here. Good job, good technique, but take a look at the quarterback. He does a good job of finding some good green grass to run in and gets a first down for the Tigers.
Fumble the snap and take it ahead. Still was able to bounce right back up to him. He took it ahead for a gain of 1, so second down is coming up.
I was talking about Rivera. He's been kind of hobbled by a hamstring injury. That's why he's not going to play linebacker and drop into coverage, but they feel like he can run up the field and put some pressure on the quarterback as he did that time. But they've got to have better contain this quarterback. He's not known to run the football. Hasn't seen a lot of him out of the pocket, but it showed on that last play that he can run it pretty well.
You talk about that defensive line. Now, Darrell Day, he'll use some people in that defensive line. In fact, last week against Stephen F. Austin, played 11 different players in that front four. Because he figures, well, I got him, may as well play him. He throws this one and picked off. James Miller, and he'll bring it back to the 25, the 20, and down to the 10-yard line. 6'3", 250-pound sophomore from Meridian, Mississippi makes a huge play, and the Colonels are set up in great shape again.
Well, Miller's playing at inside linebacker because Todd Rivera, number 40, is going to play the defensive end position today, and Miller does a good job in coverage. But Rivera, again, gets in on the quarterback, going to put the pressure there, and linebacker's going to drop back, and I don't know who he's throwing the football to. He's got a receiver in the back here. Throws it short underneath, and Miller does a nice job of picking it off. It's just zone defense, zone coverage by the Colonels, and a big play here with the interception.
27-yard return, and the ball is set at the 8-yard line.
Well, when Rivera's coming with that much pressure on the quarterback, going to make him throw it off time, and that ball was well short, and good job that time by Miller picking it off.
Coletti the setback. It's Brock in motion. And hand it to Coletti for the 5 touchdown. How about this for Nicholls State, putting it on the number 9 team in the country. Right now it is 12-0.
Well, it looked like there wasn't much here. You got Robert Taylor missing a tackle inside, and Colt Coletti just showing the heart and drive and desire that he has as a fullback and bouncing through there. All the coaches that I talked to about this young man, they say a lot about him, his character, working hard, and missed a game last week, but his second rushing touchdown today shows you that they want him in that lineup, and he's a big part of that offense.
Well, he ranks 8th in the Southland Football League in rushing, just a freshman from River Ridge, Louisiana. And now they'll go for 2, try to make it 14 after missing the extra point on the first touchdown. Again, the option, he dropped the ball, and it'll be no good. So Grambling holds with a 2-point conversion, but Nicholls State having its way right now. They lead it 12-0 here in the first. Plays in this one for Nicholls State. This time it was James Miller's interception return of 27 yards, and Colt Coletti took it in from there.
Just playing his middle linebacker spot, and Miller does a nice job just finding himself in the hole there and returning it for a pretty good gain here down to the 10-yard line. And then Colt Coletti, the next play, just takes it right up into the house for the score. Good job here by the Colonels being opportunistic and putting points on the board.
Darrell Day's ball club, thanks to that long drive of 9 yards on one play, is up by a score of 12-0. So for the 3rd time in this game, Nicholls State will kick it away again. John Manley to Kendrick Shanklin. Back out to the 15-yard line. Shanklin gets free. Out to the 25 near the 30-yard line. Good field position for Grambling to start on this drive.
Melvin Spears, the offense coordinator for Grambling, has to find a way to get his offense on track here. The quarterback threw the interception, but now they've got good field position outside their 30-yard line, and going to send his troops out there, hoping with a little better opportunity to move the football.
Will it be Bruce Eugene or will it be Randy Himes? It'll be Randy Himes coming back in at quarterback. So Himes, who is 17-1 as a starter before being moved to wide receiver, back in at quarterback now. They hand it to Hill. Go back to the line of scrimmage. They lose the football. It's on the ground. Who's got it?
Nicholls State was definitely trying to wrestle the ball away from him inside, and I think they may have pulled it out. And
Hill doesn't
come
have
up
it, I
with
know
it.
that much. It's Nicholls State football.
Well, I think Doug Williams made the choice there to change quarterbacks. He told me before the game, Kevin, he didn't expect to change, but as you hand off inside on the draw play here to Hill, watch the defense tackle the football. That's Rivera, number 40. He's got his hand in there on the football and just continues to pull it out and strips it out. Good job by the defensive opponent. I think Rivera may actually have got it back himself.
He did.
2 hands on the football at the bottom of the pile. Take a look here on the left side. Brings his hand in. The ball's going to fall to the ground, and see who comes in here. It's going to be 2 hands right there. I think it is Rivera, number 40, pulling it out. Yeah, good pressure on the quarterback by Rivera today, and now a big play on the caused fumble and recovery. Played a pretty good job and pretty good game for that defensive end spot so far.
Second straight turnover for Grambling. Option again. Brock to the 25 and wrestled down there. Looked like he was going to get away from Robert Taylor for a moment, but only for a brief moment. Taylor able to recover. Went to Birmingham Parker High School. He's an outstanding looking linebacker, but Philip Brock, sophomore.
They call it the counter ISO here. They got the backside guard and tackle and the halfback coming around. It's the old counter trey play the Washington Redskins run, but they run it out of the wishbone attack. Good job of execution. You got Matt DeRoche, number 72, the offside tackle, coming over and blocking well. Little misdirection from this offense as well, instead of Coletti just running it right up the middle.
Down to the 29-yard line where it's second down. Call it 6. Brock again. Brock fighting his way down near the 20. Third down is to come. Terrence Duke made the stop along with Denmark Reed for Grambling.
One thing the Grambling Tiger defense has to contend with today, Kevin, is cut blocks and blocks below the waist and scramble blocks. A lot of times they're playing offensive teams that are going to run power football, but with this option attack that the Colonels run, they use scramble blocks. They don't have the big offensive linemen. They're going to power people, so they're going to use a little misdirection and scramble and cut block, and that's a little different for the defenders to have to play against. They're not used to seeing that all the time, and it's a tough changeup for them to have to compete with.
We got a left guard goes 250. We got one that's 285. While those are big men, it is still not big as far as offensive linemen go. Colt Coletti running big and has a first down inside the 15-yard line down to the 12. Calvin Pearson saved the touchdown, but good, tough-nosed running here.
Well, everything stopped up inside, and Coletti just bounces the outside, and Calvin Pearson just kind of hung on for dear life to make sure he didn't allow a score. Grambling Tiger defense is getting all they want today.
It'll be 1st and 10, call it officially the 13-yard line. And Josh Sun, the quarterback for this Colonel team, they come into this one 2-6, but they look like the favorite right now, and that one incomplete. He was looking for Thurman Lewis, and Lewis maybe held up a little bit, but good coverage, and it'll be a 2nd down and 10 coming out. It's the first time today that Josh Sun has attempted a beg your pardon, he completed one earlier, a big 27-yard completion. That's the 2nd pass attempt of the day.
Yeah, just spread it out and go ahead and run you a quick slant. Try to get someone in the post. Calvin Spears, the cornerback on the outside, did a nice job of not allowing the clear path, and Sun's pass goes up and out of bounds.
Four wide receivers set. And they hand it to Coletti again, and Coletti spins down to the 10-yard line where a big 3rd down is coming up. It'll be 3rd down and long. They have to get down to the 3, so it'll be a 3rd down and 7 to come.
Well, they're going to try to get as much as they can with Coletti inside, and good job that time by Robert Taylor, the middle linebacker, scraping and making a play. Got some big people up front for the defensive front of Grambling. Kevin got big Willie Gray in there, 285-pounder, and Antoine Lawrence doing a good job inside and making Coletti bounce outside and let the linebacker scrape and make a play.
Have to get just inside the 3 for the 1st down. The 3rd down and 7. Last couple of minutes of the 1st quarter. Sun throwing this one for Brock out of the back of the end zone. So 4th down is coming up. And John Manley will come on, try to make it a 15-point Colonel lead. Manley missed an extra point on the first touchdown and try to redeem himself here with 3.
You see his numbers on the year, 3 of 9. Not real productive. He's had 1 block this year. And Saw the one hit the goalpost on the extra point. Not a lot of confidence in this Colonel kicker right now. He needs to get something through the post.
He has made 3 of his last 4. Give him that. But we'll see here the left footer from 28 yards out. Had it blocked. So it stays at 12-0. Somebody came through. It may have been Calvin Spears. Appeared to have gotten a hand on it.
And we'll take a look here. The kick. Let's see if it's driven or the ball gets up in the air and releases. And I don't know if it was the. It wasn't Calvin Spears. He was blocked out, but maybe number 18 or 19, Chris Brown, coming from his outside, gets a hand on it right there at the top, where we had pressure inside. Nonetheless, Colonels did not convert for the 3 points.
Yep.
And you see the laces here. They're turned backwards, which is facing this way. The kicker usually wants the laces facing forward so that he can get a clean shot on the football, but still at that distance, he should be able to get that ball up in the air.
Himes throws this one complete to Tremont Douglas. Himes staying back in at quarterback. He came back in for Bruce Eugene on the last possession.
Well, I don't think there's an injury with Eugene. I think that just being a freshman and getting down here 2 scores, they want to put a guy out there with more experience, so they're going to put Himes back at the helm. And unfortunately, on the last series, they had the fumble, but they've got the ball back here. And I would expect that if things go well again, that you might see Bruce Eugene back at the quarterback spot.
Himes looks like he's checking off the line of scrimmage. Straight drop to throw. Comes near side, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chris Highshaw, and Himes will spread it around. He's done that since he's come back into the ballgame. Go to a lot of different receivers. That's one Highshaw should have caught.
Well, Randy Himes, when he moved to ex-receiver last week, caught 8 balls, Kevin. Over 100 yards receiving, and the NFL scouts, talked to Doug Williams and, hey, this guy looks good at ex-receiver, and he'll leave him out there. And I think Doug really thinks that's probably more of his natural position anyway. So they're trying to put the best 11 on the field as they can, and they wanted to go with Eugene at quarterback, but things didn't go well early on.
He's big, 6'4", 200 pounds, and he's got a gun, and he guns this one complete to Highshaw again to the 45 to the 47-yard line, and Grambling finally getting the offense rolling. A big gainer there.
Well, Highshaw's one of the young men on the outside. Good height, 6'4", 180-pounder. You see his numbers on the year. Good speed. Doug Williams told me that he's got about 4.4 speed. And I'll tell you, just tremendous athlete. He's going to come from the right side of your screen. He's going to thread this ball in there between coverage. Himes delivers on target, and then he runs after the catch. That's what's impressive about these Grambling receivers. You might throw shorter routes, but they're going to continue on down the field.
Gain of 25 out to the 46-yard line. Himes on 1st down and 10. He'll go for the deep ball. Has man coverage. And incomplete. Overshot the intended receiver Ellis Spears on the far sideline. Well, 2nd down coming up.
Well, Himes shows me he's got some arm here. He throws the ball down. It's a 60-yard pass from where he's going to throw the football down here all the way to the outside. And good job here. And good pressure up front here. They're going to try to get back to Himes and get late pressure on him, but he steps in. Pretty good ball here. He just out-throws the speed of the receiver.
2nd down and 10 coming from the 46-yard line. This is something Nicholls had to be concerned about with their smaller defensive backs having to cover these 6'3" and 6'4" receivers that can fly.
Yeah, and two freshmen starting at the safety spot for the Colonels, and going to have a pretty good task here today holding these guys.
They lost their 2 safeties to begin with. Here comes the blitz. They set up the screen. Kendrick Shanklin has room to run inside Nicholls territory, lost the football. I believe he got it back. James Miller knocked it loose, but Kendrick Shanklin got it back, and a big break for Grambling there after a gain of 14.
Well, when you set the screenplay up, you want to have the defense coming on pressure, which is what they have here. And you can have Shanklin on the backside come across, and you're going to see him drop it over to him. But watch the pursuit of the defense, number 56. Coming from the backside. Watch his hand get in there on the football. James Miller does a nice job of knocking it out.
Grambling going where they haven't gone today. That's inside Colonel territory, down at the 41-yard line. Here comes the pressure again. Himes will roll the pocket. Has room to run. to the 30 and runs out of bounds at the 27-yard line. I tell you what, Randy Himes can fly, and he's one of those guys that you know he's running fast, but he doesn't look like he's doing it. Another gain of 14 yards.
I'll tell you who he surprised the most was number 32, Torian Thomas, their outside linebacker. Torian's going to come through on a blitz, and he's got him right here, dead to rights, but watch the speed of Himes come all the way around the corner. Just, hey, I'm going to turn it into the third and fourth gear here and just outrun the defense, and smartly jumps out of bounds.
From the 27-yard line, first down and 10. The penalty marker goes down.
Encroachment on the offense. 5 yards, first down.
Encroachment usually is the defense. I think the referee means it's false start. Nonetheless, a 5-yard penalty here for the Tigers.
Boy, Doug Williams wants an explanation.
How do you have encroachment on the offense?
He's got a great point.
That's a defensive offsides penalty. It's a good word, encroachment. I don't even know how to spell it. But
came from the side judge as well. Or the line judge, I should say, here to the near side.
That's the appropriate official to call that. They'll see someone in the neutral zone across the football.
So Himes hands it off. Shanklin. This is well played defensively for Nicholls State. There wasn't a whole lot there. Travis Douglas, the backup outside, strong side linebacker, making the stop for the Colonels. And that should be the last play of the first quarter.
Douglas does a nice job pursuing down the line, and Shanklin back in the backfield. Good speed, good ability. They want to get the ball in his hands a lot today.
Well, 15 minutes of college football in the books here in Thibodaux, Louisiana. The end of a first quarter dominated by the home team, the Colonels. But the Grambling Tigers, 9th in the country, they're rolling right now on offense. Second quarter action when we return in a moment. Looking good right now for the Colonels. Nicholls State on top 12-0, but Grambling got the offense cranked up, and they're driving down to the 30-yard line right now. We're concerned for that man, Darrell Day. Seen his team take advantage of a couple of turnovers. Talk about stepping into big shoes. Man replaced a legend. Doug Williams did. Talking about Eddie Robinson, who spent 57 years as the head coach at Grambling. Coached, of course, Doug Williams. You see some of his resume. Super Bowl MVP. Washington beat Denver 1989. They throw this one over the middle. Incomplete. And that's a matter of being separated from the football. David Willis delivering the big hit on Chris Highshaw.
It was a big hit. The safety just read that downhill, and that's what you want from your safeties. A young safety, number 10 here, doing a good job of just coming back when the receiver throws, comes inside. Highshaw, watch here, the collision. Let's go ahead and just remove him from the football. Good job that time by David Willis.
Highshaw goes off to the sideline, went off on his own power, but he is hurting. They're checking out his ribs on the far side. Third down, 13. Big play for Grambling. Himes hit and brought down. One thing to hit him, there's another thing to bringing him down, and that time the Colonels were able to do both. Sack back to the 30-yard line where Todd Rivera was the first man to get to him. James Miller came in and finished him off. Fourth down coming.
Well, Todd Rivera, number 40, is doing a good job up front. We've talked about him and moving him around. They've got him inside now, and just going to come and continue to keep working here, and he's going to catch up with Himes. Does a good job of pulling him down, and then linebacker Miller fills in. Good coverage downfield. It was a 4-deep zone coverage. And the Colonels took away everything that Himes wanted to throw to.
A 48-yard field goal attempt here for Brian Morgan. He's had 3 blocked this year. Plenty of leg. And he's good. So the freshman from Groves, Texas, puts his ball club on the board early here in the second quarter. New score, Nicholls State 12, Grambling 3. They're checking on that right knee after Todd Rivera may have had him twist his knee a little bit on that last play, but able to put some points on the board. Now, this is something Grambling's going to have to improve on.
Well, they've got to be able to tackle these backs in this option attack that the Colonels employ here, getting it inside. They've got to tackle well inside. Coletti's doing a good job of running power football inside. You know, couldn't put some points on the board. And if they're going to play well defensively, they've got to be able to tackle.
Doug Williams Ball Club on the board now. There's Morgan, a 47-yard field goal. Randy Himes came in, played well on that drive. Had a couple of big scrambles, a couple of big passes, 3 of 6 for 39 yards. Ran for 16 yards. That included being sacked a couple of times. Felder and Walker back deep. This is LaJuan Walker. Out to the 31-yard line for Nicholls State. Pretty decent field position for the Colonels. It's an even 14 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Nicholls State scored 12 in the first quarter. Grambling with the only points here in the first 60 seconds of the second quarter. It's 12-3.
You know, it's my first time to see this Nicholls State offense, and pretty impressive what they do. The triple option attack. They take their halfbacks and line them up at the wing position. Josh Sun can go inside with Colt Coletti or one of the halfbacks coming across, and even got the misdirection plays. A well-designed offense by Jeff Richards.
Brock in motion. He's the option man, and they pitch it to him. Got the corner. Out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 5 yards on the play as Calvin Pearson escorted him out of bounds. With a second down coming up. Second down at 5 for the Colonels.
We talk about 3 different options inside with the fullback, the quarterback, and then Phillip Brock coming around from his halfback position. It's hard to defend on the defense. You have to play real discipline inside. If you forget to tackle one of those guys, I think it could be a big play by the offense.
Call it second down 6 after a gain of 4 from the 35-yard line. This time more of a wishbone looking set. They hand it off to Brock. Phillip Brock out to the 40, 45 to the 49-yard line. Gain of 11 yards. You count it off there, and a first down and 10 as Alexis Robinson may have saved a touchdown.
I talked about it earlier. Over pursuit. Watch the linebacker number 54 Taylor come across the ball. Went too far, and Phillip Brock smartly reads it inside and breaks it back for a good gain. That's where the offense is designed. Use the aggressiveness of the defense to take play to your advantage, and Phillip Brock cut it back nicely against the grain.
Like you said, a lot of different things for a defense to try to stop. Again, they go for more of that wishbone set. Sun on the option. And Rudy August just didn't have a whole lot of running room. Picked up a couple. Alexis Robinson, a big reason why, along with Calvin Pearson, as they pursued well and were able to really cut things down.
It's actually a broken play. You can have the fullback come to the wrong side. Josh Sun's expecting to fake inside, but just takes it back across outside. Watch the late pitch here. It's almost a forward lateral right down the line of scrimmage, and luckily it wasn't a forward pass. It could have been either way. Actually, it could have been a good completed forward pass. Nobody downfield, so the offense can run it either way.
Well, he got 3. The play, it looks like it should have lost 3. This time it's Coletti right up the middle, first man through. He's out near the 45-yard line, so third down coming up. Nicholls State 2-6, wins over Samford in Southwest Texas. Lost last week by 2 to Stephen F. Austin. Finish up the season by taking on McNeese, and then they'll go make up a game against Arkansas State. It's been a brutal schedule for Nicholls State. It's the 10th toughest schedule in the country. Try to convert on their second, third down in this game. Need some help. Not going to get it. That one didn't really stand a chance, and they lose 4 on the play, so fourth down and a punt situation is coming up. Calvin Spears was out there. He played it very well, and the Colonels will have to punt it away, maybe.
Well, you've got to have one more guy than they have blockers, and good job that time by the defense of the Tigers. And Darrell Day his offense tried to pitch the ball out to Travis Felder to get around the corner, but the defense did a good job in pursuit.
Well, now here comes the punting team. Josh Sun went out there as if he was going to set up in shotgun formation, but Now they'll send James Wilcox out. Jeremy Thompson, their all-conference punter, was hurt a couple games back. So they have struggled with this. Wilcox averaging 33 yards a punt.
Last week averaged over 50, though, Kevin.
Man.
Almost had one block.
That's a good punt down to the 17-yard line. But I tell you what, Calvin Spears almost came up with a huge play. Instead, Grambling's got a long field to work with. They're trailing 12-3. Ball Club trying to get back in this ball game. Nicholls State leading at 12-3. Well, coming up after our game here on Fox Sports Net, it's number 8 Washington taking on Oregon State in the Pac-10. Then at 6, Colorado travels to Ames to face Iowa State in the Big 12 shootout. It's all coming up College Football Saturday here on Fox Sports Net. Here in Thibodaux, Louisiana, 11:10 to go in the second quarter. Along with Gary Reasons, Kevin Eschenfelder with you. And Grambling with the football down at the 18-yard line. Will they have it first down and 10 to start this drive? Got a field goal on their last drive, and they trail it 12-3. Himes, straight drop. Here comes the pressure. Is it a short hop or a catch? If you're going to call it a catch. Levi Washington made the catch at the 24-yard line. But boy, pressure all over. Torian Thomas was coming on the blitz. He hit Randy Himes hard.
Well, Randy Himes sees the pressure coming from his backside, going to bring it, get rid of the football, get it out to your hot receiver, and he stops, does a quick comeback, and makes a 5 or 6 yard gain for the Tigers.
As a defensive-minded guy, Nicholls State's got to be thinking right now you can't let him sit back there, right? You got to take some chances, sell out a little bit, try to put some pressure on the quarterback, right?
You've got to do both. He's such a great athlete. You don't want to pressure him. If you give him much time or rushing with just 4 people, he's going to be able to elude most rushes and make a positive play.
Going up top, incomplete. That was well defended. Gareth DeBetta was the man on the coverage, and he was step for step with Tremont Douglas.
DeBetta had good coverage, stayed underneath. It's called a trail technique, the safety does, and you see the pressure coming on the quarterback. They're going to bring 5, count them there, and you got 5 red shirts. Good job making a pocket by the Tiger offensive line.
Lester McGee, the weak side linebacker, he had a high ankle sprain, and he was questionable whether or not he'd play in this ball game. He just comes hobbling off the field, so have to replace him, and they will do so with Michael Griffin. Nicholls State, so 3rd down and 5. Himes pressured from the backside, throws this one complete, 1st down. Levi Washington with the catch at the 42-yard line. Beg your pardon. But it's a 1st down for Grambling, and Himes is making some things happen right now as DJ Clay made the catch.
Well, that's just athleticism at the quarterback position. Randy Himes finding, waiting for someone to get open, and DJ makes the play here, number 21, coming back for the football, and you have to do that when the quarterback is under duress and one of your receivers has to find an open spot, and Randy Himes does a nice job of finding it.
DJ Clay makes a catch. It's a 21-yard pickup and a 1st down. They convert on the 3rd down after the 42-yard line. Again, Himes, he'll throw it again. That one incomplete. That one looked like it may have slipped out of his hand a bit of a wounded duck. Ellis Spears was the intended receiver. 2nd down to come.
Yeah, didn't have much command of that football. It kind of slipped away from him, like you said, Kevin. See the pressure they're going to continue to bring because they know the Grambling is going to pass the football. They want to make big plays in the passing game. You see the ball come unraveled. Shanika Williams doing a good job in coverage on the outside.
Second down, 10 from the 41-yard line. Couple of ticks under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Himes again with time. He threw this one away. He thought his man, Ellis Spears, was going to go up. Instead, he kind of cut the pattern off. I beg your pardon, it was Chris Highshaw, 83, not 88.
Well, I think that he's getting a little bit finding the receivers trying to get down the field, and he's not getting anything open. The quarterback is just going to drop back and wait for somebody to do something. He thinks that the receiver, Highshaw, is going to continue, but he doesn't. He lays it out there for him, but you see the receiver cut it short at the 30-yard line, and the ball just sails on him. A little quarterback miscommunication with the receivers. I'm not sure how many reps he got this week in practice. Obviously, Bruce Eugene was scheduled to start the football game. We've got Himes in there now on the 3rd series and beyond.
So it's 3rd down and 10. Himes, straight drop again to throw. Has time again. Throws this one. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. And you're going to get a holding penalty back around the quarterback. In the area, you want to do things. Holding or roughing the passer. And you got your holding penalty, which was be declined because a 4th down and 10 is coming up.
And Randy Himes is trying to stick this ball in here. Number 32, Torian Thomas, does a good job in coverage. Almost makes the interception here. He's got his left arm padded on his elbow there. May not have been able to pull that ball in, though. Good job in coverage at time. And Doug Williams is trying to get his quarterback settled down and make some better decisions and throw the football. I think the Grambling Tiger offense, Kevin, is just a little bit out of sync right now.
Lawan Walker will go back deep for Nicholls State. Marcus Yanez comes in to punt it away. 41-yard average. Here they come. How do you not block that? And it's going to be a great punt. Walker will take it at the 10-yard line. How about this? Good heavens. A return of 14 yards. It was as spectacular as you're going to see after a 49-yard punt. We'll take a look at it when we come back to Nicholls State in just a moment. State leading at 12-3. A spectacular return that should have really never been returned at all. This is why.
It's just jailbreak here coming through, number 54. Watch him, Rick Bleakley, just jump right over the punter. Actually could have tackled him. The ball went right underneath him, but on the other end here, Lawan Walker does a nice job of picking it up. And watch, I tell you, the effort here by this young man on this return is just outstanding. That's a one-man show back there. They can't tackle this guy.
It was a 14-yard return, but either one as you're going to see. Now they'll throw this one quickly to Brock. Eludes one man out to the 25-yard line to the 26, and the penalty marker comes in. And they get a holding penalty probably here against Nicholls State. Calvin Pearson was the man out there. The illegal use of the hands instead of the holding penalty. It's 5 instead of 10.
You got probably a defender turn his back and you pushed him in the back, and that's what you're going to get against the Colonels here. A little slip screen outside, try to get your ex receiver to block one-on-one on the cornerback and get Phillip Brock around the corner.
On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
That was 10 instead of a shorter penalty, so they back up to the 15-yard line. So it's 1st down and 20 from the 15. Again, Son on the option. Well, they strung that out. That is how you defend the option perfectly. Brock did not stand a chance. Calvin Spears got the tackle, but there's a whole lot of people need credit on that play.
Calvin Spears is a great outside cornerback, and 3 years all-SWAC performer and preseason All-American. See him out here. He's just going to pressure inside, and you're going to see Brock come around and get off the block, get up there and make the tackle. You're going to have to block on the outside. You're going to ask your wide receivers to block a long time when you run the option. You want to lock them up so you can run the alley. But, yeah, that's a good job by the cornerback. Spears coming in and making a nice play.
Well, another thing, too, a guy like Josh Son takes a real beating against a real big, strong, fast defense like this one from Grambling. Again, the option. Cut it up that time and pitched it out of bounds. And go out of bounds. The 17-yard line.
Well, Josh Son's running the down-the-line option here, and watch him coming down. At the end of the play, I actually think he forward laterals his football. Should be a penalty here against the offense, but he's going to lateral. Watching there, the ball does come forward. That's either an incomplete pass, if he's behind the line of scrimmage, which he is not. Otherwise, it should be a penalty. The ball goes forward. I think one break went that way for the Colonels on that play.
Should have been an illegal forward pass. They're going to call a timeout.
A little disarray in the huddle. Josh Son's going to call a play quickly to get to the line of scrimmage. The play clock is running down.
Down to 10 on the play clock. 3rd down, 15. Not the kind of play you want to rush from deep in your own territory. Son from the gun. Throws this one incomplete. That would have been anywhere close to a first down, but that time Thurman Lewis hit hard, and he was hit before it was actually David Laffin that wasn't able to get to it.
Yeah, David Laffin gets the ball. It's going to hit him right in the chest between the numbers. Good delivery by the quarterback. It is going to be short, but you got to catch this football. It's right there. You're just probably looking down the field to see the Tiger defense coming after you. And
I got 2 words for you. Terrence Duke. That's what he was looking at.
Yeah, big Terrence is coming down there, breathing down his neck. And good job that time by the Tigers on defense, stopping Nicholls State back in their own territory. You're going to have a good opportunity for a punt return, and we've got a good one out there on the field.
Wilcox to punt it away. Low liner. And Kendrick Shanklin, 13th ranked punt returner in the country, averaging 16 per, won't even have to do anything on this with a very short punt out to the 34-yard line. Basically, that was the yard line they needed for the first down. It's only a punt of 19 yards.
Well, that's when you really miss your all-conference punter, Jeremy Thompson, who's out of the game and gone for the season, actually. So someone has to step up and punt the football, but that was not a very good effort, and the Nicholls State defense is going to be tested now on the short field. Take a look here, see his drop on, and I watch him in practice, and his drops were not very consistent, and this one just comes inside on him. He kicks it off the end of his foot. He knows it from the get-go, and the ball just shanks off to the right side.
So Himes will bring his team back out. Randy Himes again, straight drop to throw, wings this one, should have been picked off. Seneca McMillan stepped in front, the senior from Orlando, the transfer from Miami of Ohio, wasn't able to hold on to the football, but he should have.
Well, this is just a bad decision by the quarterback, Himes, who throws the ball into coverage, and Seneca McMillan, hey, this is a ball he needs to catch and make a big play for the Colonels on defense. When you have an opportunity for the ball to come your way as a cornerback, hey, you want to get it. A lot of times you're in man coverage, but here there's no reason for McMillan not to catch his football. He's got it down in the breadbasket. It just pops out.
Well, he threw into triple coverage, did he not?
He did. That was a poor decision to throw that football. And Himes is saying, hey, you got to come back for that football. I'll need some help here on this. And I think he's getting very frustrated out there with his offensive performance.
Shanklin is set back. Tried to run the quarterback draw. Instead takes it back outside. Penalty marker down. Holding call is coming against Grambling. Larry Mateva, the center, preseason All-American, I believe, is going to get ticketed for 10 yards here.
Well, Melvin Spears, the offense coordinator for Grambling, just trying to call a feel-good play, and that is a quarterback draw play for his quarterback Himes to run through there, and Doug Williams is trying to settle him down. His quarterback is getting a little bit harassed back there trying to throw the football, and he's thrown it into good coverage by the Colonels.
10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
Well, you can see that everybody's going to allow him to come up the field here and watch on the outside. If anybody holds, it's a quarterback draw, and maybe right there you got a hole and a takedown. That's Brandon James, number 63, the offensive tackle. A little too much jersey in there, but you wanted to get a positive play. That's why Spears called that play for his offensive quarterback. Get something happening good, but now brings up a second and long.
20 to be exact. Set up the inside screen. 35 down to the 30-yard line goes Ellis Spears, 6'3", prototypical pro-type wide receiver. He's a senior from Zachary, Louisiana, and a gain of 16 yards.
Well, he's a leading receiver on the football team coming into the game with 25 catches, and it's going to be the wide receiver screen to the outside. See the linemen all come inside. It's kind of a scissor screen trying to split the defense right up the middle, and good job by Ellis Spears of jumping over, getting a few extra yards, and bringing up a 3rd and short.
3rd and 4, pick up a 16 on a 2nd down and 20. Quick hitter, complete to 20. Levi Washington down to the 5-yard line. And Grambling has the offense rolling right now. You know, and I like the play calling as well here on this drive. A gain of 22 yards. Doing some things, stretching the defense on one play and then coming back with something safe on another.
Well, you want to get the first down here. Lawan Walker, number 27, just misses the tackle here. Tell you, you need to make that tackle on defense to stop the Tigers, but still a big play for them and getting the first down and moving the sticks and keeping some momentum here going for the Tigers.
First and goal from the 5. Hill to the goal line. Pushed out of bounds, short of it. Brad Hill got a nose for the end zone, but David Willis was there to knock him out of bounds.
It's gone all pass here for the Tigers, and haven't called Brad Hill's name since early in the first quarter when they tried to run the football a little bit, and now the Colonel's defense is trying to be stingy, keeping Hill out of the end zone in a goal line situation.
From the 1, second down and goal. Quarterback sneak, touchdown, Grambling. Well-orchestrated drive, and the man who orchestrated it, Randy Himes, takes it in from a yard out in the quarterback sneak, and we got a new ball game.
It's just a very athletic play by your quarterback. Get behind your center, Matavia, who's number 50. He's going to submarine and watch the effort and surge, and the arm stretch there by the quarterback, Himes, and he breaks it playing to the goal line, and the sideline judge calls it a touchdown for the Tigers.
Brian Morgan, who kicked a field goal earlier. Extra point is good. So with 5 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the first half, a new score. Nicholls State 12, Grambling 10. Nicholls scored the first 12 points of the game. Coletti a 4-yard run, and Coletti on an 8-yard run, but Grambling comes right back with 10 points of their own.
Well, here in this stadium, you could really sense that Nicholls State, Kevin, in the first quarter had a lot of momentum on their side. The 2 quick scores and things going well for them, and their defense playing well. But now Grambling has kind of answered back. They put Himes at quarterback. Doug Williams decides to pull Bruce Eugene out of there, and put another experienced quarterback, his senior, back at the helm. He told me before the game that he didn't expect to pull the quarterback unless he was really playing poorly, but I think feeling that he's got his Tigers down a couple of scores early, he needed to put his experienced player on the field, and he's done so with Himes.
29-12 as the head coach at Grambling. Placed Eddie Robinson in 1997. A scoring drive, 5 plays. They only had to go 35 yards. Really, the key play to that drive was a 19-yard punt from Nicholls State.
Yeah, when you go with a short field like that, you're going to have to convert most opportunities like that into points, and the Tigers did a good job of it. Not a long field to go, and they just executed. And now they're back into this football game.
Now, Grambling, a 6-hour drive. They have a huge alumni base just about everywhere you go. It's a 6-hour drive, though. We're in far southern Louisiana. Of course, Grambling way up in northern Louisiana, and they bring a ton of people.
And it's a good crowd. You can see a lot of yellow and gold or black and gold on the far sideline. A lot of fans here for the Grambling Tiger Bucks.
Juan Walker. Stutter steps out to the 30-yard line. Nice return of 28 yards, and Nicholls will try to get something rolling on the offensive side now. Penalty marker came in. Check that. Check out what Nicholls has done. They had it rolling in the first quarter, particularly the first 2 possessions. They forced a couple of turnovers and were able to take advantage, but just a rock-solid drive, the first drive, which went 10 plays.
Yeah, this is where they had the momentum right here, but then this thing happened, the missed field goal, and then the 2 punts allowed the Tigers to get back into this football game. Things are kind of going their way now. The Colonels have to go back out there on offense. Josh Sun and company have to get something going again and move the football down the field. You know, it's a methodical offense, this triple option attack. And I tell you, when you make big plays with an offense like this, it's kind of a strange thing to do, but they're capable of running it down the field as well.
There's Colt Coletti up the middle, and a gain of a couple on first down. Wasn't a whole lot there, and that's the thing about this offense. Sometimes you see the little dive play like that, but it's maybe there to set things up for later on when you start paying too much attention to the outside. They'll hit you with a quick hitter in the middle and vice versa.
Conversely, for the Tigers on defense, they haven't seen any option attacks, so to speak, of this year, and this is their first chance to see it. Hey, it's tough for them to prepare for it because they only get 1 week of practice, and their show team have to give them an excellent picture. And they felt like they did get a good week of practice and seen it this week, but it's still not game speed.
That should be enough for a first down. Josh Sun doing it himself. Denmark Reed made the stop. Josh Sun in his last 5 games averaging 111 yards rushing. 14 touchdowns this season, 9 rushing, 5 passing. It's amazing numbers. He's accounted for their last 7 touchdowns coming into this ball game until Colt Coletti had the first 2 in this game.
Here's the field position for today. Grambling on their own 28. Nicholls State been a lot more opportunistic. And talking more about Josh Sun, Kevin, he can get to 1,000 yards rushing for the year, and they haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since 1996 here at Nicholls. That'd be a big turnaround for this program.
He's to average 121 yards a game in their final 3, including today. Pitch it back to Brock. And Brock back to the line of scrimmage, and this Grambling Tiger defense is fired up right now. Chris Brown and Robert Taylor there to make the stop.
Well, it's the down-the-line option here, and Josh Sun is going to have heat in his face, and he pitches it outside, and Brock is going to be the recipient of a pretty big hit here by Taylor, number 54, who comes over the top, and good job on the outside. Good pressure, and Robert Taylor, the middle linebacker, he's big, 6'4", 250, 55, and runs the football real well. He just got to slow his game down a little bit, believe it or not, so he can make more plays inside out.
2nd down and 8. On a counter option, great block, but it doesn't matter. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Robert Taylor there again to make the stop. Thurman Lewis threw an outstanding block as he was cutting back. That's the thing, too. If you're defending this option, you got to keep your head on a swivel because sometimes the plays come in one way and you got guys blocking back the other.
Well, that's a tough block to make, though, from the outside. Thurman Lewis from the X receiver position coming back inside. He has to be careful to block above the waist and in front. He didn't block on Taylor that play, but he did get the defensive end who really wasn't aware of him, and I tell you, pretty much knocked him smack right on the ground.
So 3rd down and 9 coming. They lost 2 on the play. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Sun will throw this one. Has a man open, complete. 1st down to the 41-yard line. Thurman Lewis, the man who just made the block, makes the catch. And Nicholls trying to get rolling offensively. That's his 10th catch of the season, a gain of 19.
Well-designed play. This is a good job of offensive coordinator knowing he's got 2 deep zone coverage here. You see the 2 deep defenders. The void in the defense is right here, and that's where the receiver's going to get. Good job of throwing the football to the weak area of the defense, and good job of the Lewis going up and grabbing and bringing it down.
The 1st down, 10 from the 41. Again, the option, Philip Brock needs a block. Spins ahead to the 38-yard line. He had a blocker out there. It was Rudy August. He kind of ran right into the back of his own block.
Well, a couple of times now, Rudy August, number 46, has been the lead blocker on the outside, and he's having a little trouble matching up outside. Here's August coming out here, number 46, and he needs to get into the chest and just continue and take him on out there, and Philip Brock's got to find his way inside of him. They've been out of sync on that a couple of times. You either have to push him out, and the running back has to decide to go inside or out. He should clearly go inside here. August does a pretty good job of blocking.
August was pushing outside. The problem was that Taylor cut it back inside. There was big 54 waiting on the inside. Now Josh Sun down near the 1st down. I believe he's going to be short by a bit on 2nd down.
It's a pretty neat play by the offense. I like this. It's a quarterback follow. It's a trap from the outside. A good execution when it works for the Colonels. You're going to have one of the halfbacks block back inside, and then it's a fullback lead here in front. You're going to see Rudy August kick out of the linebacker, and Josh Sun just reads it up inside. Good job of execution that time by the Colonels.
Nicholls State will take a timeout. Josh Sun coming over, talking it over with the coordinators. There you see,
that's Jeff Richards.
Left, it's Darryl Day.
Jeff Richards there talking to his quarterback, and he came over from Jacksonville State. This is his 1st year here, and taking a look at the offensive personnel that they have, they decided to go with this triple option attack. They had to go to school a little bit on it. They actually clinicked with both Rice University and Air Force, who both run the option attack, and what they do is they talk to those coaches, Kevin, and they find different little nuances that they do in their option attack offense, and you implement those in your own system and try to find a way to work. And it's been real effective for this bunch because, you know, sometimes you just don't have the biggest guys, the strongest guys, and the fastest guys, so you use what you have. And this is a pretty good thing for an offensive attack to use, is give the defense something they don't see all the time, and it's very difficult to prepare for.
If you're going to get somebody to tutor you, that's a nice place to start with Ken Hatfield and Fisher DeBerry. Of course, Hatfield also coached at Air Force, but now the head coach at Rice University in Houston, athletic alumni from Nicholls State. And check out guys in the pros right now: Darryl Pounds, Mark Carrier, of course, Gerald King in the NBA, or Gerard King, I should say, outstanding player here. Scott Sanders, the pitcher for the Tigers, Padres, and Cubs. Darryl Hamilton. Big play here. 3rd down and 1. Sun has the first down and more down to the 25-yard line. Knocked out of bounds there. That's a gutsy call, and one you better get to the outside or you're going to lose a few.
Well, you sell it out inside. Everybody blocks inside and allows the quarterback to, hey, I'm going to take it around. It's just my foot speed against the defensive split speed, and they win. Watch everyone sell it out inside. You got the pressure here, and he gets around the corner. Good job that time by Sun of, hey, selling it out, and the defense use their aggressiveness, as I've talked about earlier today, and to your advantage, and they get around the corner.
Stepped out at the 26-yard line. This is the time of the game, though. Nicholls has been just absolutely outstanding. At the end of halves and at the end of the ball game, they've been able to put points on the board. And we're down to a minute 21 right now. Now a sideline warning comes from the near side linesman, and they'll back him up.
Number 1 on Nicholls.
Looked enthusiastic about making that call, didn't he? Both teams have had a sideline warning. Buddy Gingras is your referee. Now 1st down and 10 from the 26-yard line. Nicholls wants to throw it. Instead, Josh Sun will go down. And he goes down in the arms of Andre Arnold. Now this is a guy who was backing up, a transfer from Memphis. And how's this for transfers? You get a guy that led CUSA in sacks with 14 last year.
Well, he's got 3 coming in on the season already this year for the Tiger defense. And, hey, he knows how to get to the quarterback. And I'm sure that Doug Williams is happy to have him on his football team. Trying to throw back to the backside, but the defense takes that away, so quarterback has to make something else happen. He's trying to hand it off to his tackle. You're not supposed to do that.
Mark Hall wasn't able to go today. Mark Hall is senior from Union Springs, Alabama. He's the leading sack man on this Grambling team. It's a nice depth to have if you can go on, just call Andre Arnold's name. He had 14, as I said, for the Memphis Tigers a year ago before transferring here to Grambling. And now he is getting a start today. He's is a senior. He's from Columbus, Georgia. 67 seconds remaining here as Nicholls State trying to score some points late. They lead at 12-10. Nicholls scored all 12 of their points in the first quarter. Grambling has come with 10 in the second quarter. Grambling starting quarterback Bruce Eugene left after the first 2 possessions. And Randy Himes came back in, a guy who was 17-1 all time as a starter. There you see what the Colonels have done. 250 yards or more in 3 out of their last 4 games. They went for 295 on the ground alone against Sam Houston.
Kevin, you talked about it earlier. They have the 10th hardest schedule in Division I AA football. That's a tremendous statement that this Nicholls offensive and defensive units have had to go against this year.
They throw it this time. Little hook and lateral. Lost the football. Torrance Duke going the other way. And Duke stepped out of bounds. Back at the 46-yard line, a 39-yard return, but check and see where they will mark him out. It's 55 seconds remaining in the half, and a player down right now. Philip Brock, he got leveled, and he is down at the 38-yard line, but let's check this one out.
And that's kind of a cutesy play here by the offense as they would take a look at Philip Brock, who was coming around on the pitch play, and he never got control of it. Here's Philip Brock here. It's going to be a misdirection and come back around. They're going to try to pitch it to him as I clear this screen off, and good job by the defense of picking it up on the outside and run. That's Duke. He steps out of bounds. And here's your quarterback, Josh Sun, number 5. Hey, you're the last man down there. You got to do something. Pretty good job there getting out in front, and he's causing a traffic jam, and they see Philip Brock's going to be helped off the field here.
Terrence Duke with a big return. He brought it back out They'll mark it at the 46-yard line.
And that's probably pretty close, Kevin, because he was right down that sideline as he stepped out, and the side judge there called it probably correctly.
Two-time SWAC Defensive Player of the Week, Terrence Duke, senior from Lithonia, Georgia.
And this is a big blow here to the Colonels. Philip Brock is their #1 rusher this year from the halfback position. Done a good job for him, and looks like he's getting carried off the field here, at least helped off the field, and doesn't look very stable with his leg.
Well, it was futile early on, but it's been outstanding as of late for Grambling. At 10 points in their last 3 possessions. Himes will throw this one complete over the middle. 45-yard line, be short of the first down. Tremont Douglas made the catch. His second catch of the day, 11th reception of the season. They'll go hurry up.
Now Nicholls State is playing a zone soft defense here, and it's going to allow the Tigers to get into the little void areas and make receptions if that's what they want to do.
They'll do it again. Douglas's second straight catch. This enough for the first down. And, I know you're worried at this point if you're Nicholls State about giving up a big play, but at the same time, you just can't give everything up underneath because you got a field goal kicker here for Grambling that can boom it. We've already seen him kick a 48-yarder today.
He's got a leg. I saw him kick one in warm-ups at 55, 56 yards. No problem. He'll actually have the wind at his back if he does go for a field goal attempt here, Kevin. Wind blowing across the field from left to right as we look at it. And Randy Himes coming over to talk to Doug Williams and company about what they're going to do on this next offensive set. They've got 2 timeouts left. They've got plenty of time to operate here. They can throw the ball down the field if they choose to, or into the middle of the field. They've got the timeouts that they should use. And I like to talk about the defense of Nicholls State. If they just lay back, they're going to give some holes here, and that the Tigers are going to find ways to make receptions. And Randy Himes, a senior quarterback, like we talked about earlier, 17-1, a lot of experience out there. He's brought these Tigers down the field many times, and he'll find an open area.
He's been able to do that, that's for sure. Grambling losing last week. Its only loss of the season. That was a 45-38 loss to Alabama State. And Randy Himes, talk about success. Go with that 17-1 in his career. 7-0 this year. It was Bruce Eugene who got the start last week. And here we go on first down and 10. 26 seconds to work with. Ball on the 37-yard line. Bad snap. Himes fields it like a shortstop. Throws this one into the end zone, and it's picked off. LaRon Walker out to the 5-yard line. Check it, it's Chris Thompson who made the interception, his first of the season. He brings it back out to the 5, and that is a big play for Nicholls. It may preserve the lead here in the first half.
Well, you see Williams here. Thompson going to be in the backside here, just throwing the ball up, and Randy Himes lets it short. Good job there by the defense coming up and making the big play. He wants to pitch it here, but smartly doesn't. Randy Himes got a bad snap. He's just going to have to get it underneath him and get set, and he does a good job of that. But the ball just didn't fly as well as he needed it to, and he had Highshaw back in the end zone. Looked like he was behind the defense, but the ball just fell short.
So 17 seconds remaining. It's his second interception of the season. Josh Sun will take a knee, and he'll take his team into halftime with a 2-point lead, 12-10.
Grambling's going to take a timeout over here, Kevin.
Well, they did. They called timeout.
We got 7 ticks left on the clock. You can see it here. It's kind of bright outside. It's hard to see the scoreboard. They're not going to really gain a whole lot here. Doug Williams and company. It's only a second down. They'll be able to snap it and go down on the knee again, and actually do the same thing on third down to burn the clock. Not a whole lot of advantage here. I guess their thinking is there may be a mishandled snap and just get a lucky play, but realistically, the Colonels should be able to take this one in with an easy 12-10 lead at the half.
You can really see, though, Doug Williams is a real teacher as far as he always constantly showing people something and talking it over with whether it's coaches, players. And sometimes having something to say to the managers. He's
well, a 1978 first-round draft pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and chose to go to the United States Football League and play quarterback there, and got back into the NFL, and I had a chance to play against him. He's a real competitive quarterback and a guy who coaches real well. He's been around the game a lot and very well respected with Grambling.
MVP of Super Bowl 22 in 1988. Doug Williams' ball club right now, though, on the short end. They trail it by a score of 12-10. Nicholls State got off to a 12-0 lead. They're making it hold up. They lead it by 2. 100 of St. Augustine entertaining here at halftime is the Nicholls State Colonels, the home team, leading it by a score of 12-10. Anytime Grambling's in town, fans always get a little special interest. At halftime, it is 12-10. Nicholls State on top, scored 12 points in the first quarter. Trying to make it hold up as Grambling comes back with 10 of their own in the second. We're at halftime here in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Guidry Stadium, to be exact, on the campus of Nicholls State. And right now, let's take a look at what else is going on in the Southland Conference. Early on, now trying to hold on as they lead it at halftime over Grambling, 12-10. Let's get to in Thibodaux, Louisiana. First half stats brought to you by Delta Airlines. And take a look at them. The rushing yards, as you would expect, Nicholls State getting it done on the ground and Grambling doing it through the air.
There's no doubt about it. Nicholls has run the ball well early in the ball game. They've done a good job of it. But the turnovers here for Grambling are really the key for them. They haven't been able to capitalize on anything in the first half with giving up 3 turnovers, and Nicholls State obviously giving up the 1. But the average drive start, though, is important. These two teams, poor field position early for Grambling, and Nicholls State taking advantage of what they've had.
Well, Doug Williams, though, has to be much happier with the way his quarterbacks have played, or Randy Himes has played, particularly after a slow start for Bruce Eugene. And, man, he had a quick trigger on that. We thought he was going to stay and go ahead and let the freshman make a few mistakes, but not going to be the case.
Well, when you come in here ranked 9th in the country and you get down 12 points real quick, he decided, hey, I need to do something to spark this football team. He put Randy Himes back in there at the helm, and turned out to be a good decision.
Look at this. I would pay to hear this conversation right here. Darrell Day is quite a character.
I tell you, he's always got a smile on his face. He's well loved down here at Nicholls, and he's a real inspiration to these young men on this football team.
We hit Lawan Walker right in the face mask, picks it up. Out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. We were talking about Darrell Day and some of the things he will do to try to fire his football team up. And there's a local eating establishment here in town called Bubba's. Well, Bubba's is known for, among other things, having a lot of football helmets from all over the country. Before the Southwest Texas game a couple of weeks ago, he borrowed a helmet from Bubba's and went head-to-head with some of his defensive players.
Well, he found a helmet that would fit, and what he did was he said he's going to put this helmet on and go out there and get in the defensive huddle. And well, next thing you knew, he started banging heads with guys, and he did it 2 weeks in a row. So he had a Southwest Texas helmet, had a Stephen F. Austin helmet, and went out there banging. He's telling me before the game, he said, my neck is still a little bit sore.
He had cuts over his eyes, ears.
Yeah, he said he found a Grambling helmet this week, but luckily it didn't fit, so he couldn't put it on. That's just kind of something that he does as an inspirational way to get out there. And the kids really enjoyed it. He enjoyed it, and he didn't put the rest of the regalia on, the pads and everything, but he just put the helmet on and went out there and knocked it around a little bit.
And that was Bubba you saw a moment ago. And if you can't have fun at Bubba's place, then you're just not trying. So they'll kick this one over again. They'll move it back to the 30-yard line. Nicholls should come away with some good field position here. They had it at the 21, but the offsides penalty will bring it back. A pooch kick from the 30-yard line. Wow. Spun off and out to the 40-yard line. Man, that was a shot. It's Troy Stackhouse who was able to bring that one back, and Corey Baker delivered the blow.
Well, Corey laid it into him, but he just didn't wrap up. Pretty good hit, but good job of spinning out by Stackhouse and getting some more yards. Boy, this is the way you cover kicks, and watch the explosion here.
You know, a guy that's not used to holding onto the football like Stackhouse, that's the kind of guy that'll drop it on a hit like that.
And that's why
hold on to it.
And that's why you do the pooch kick too. You kick it to the guys who aren't used to catching the football, and sometimes you get a good play. But Nicholls actually gets good field position here at the 40-yard line.
And picked up 19 on that penalty. Colt Coletti right up the middle, out near midfield, out to the 48-yard line. Gets good first down yardage, a pickup of 8. A second down and 2 is coming. Antoine Lawrence made the stop.
Well, you see the 3 defensive linemen there, and a jump around stunt by the nose tackle. He goes the wrong way and guesses, and you can't do that against this bunch. You have to be able to play real discipline. Otherwise, the fullback's going to take it inside every single time. The quarterback reads it very well and gives it to Coletti.
Mark him off at a gain of 7 as you see the damage Coletti has been able to do to go along with that 2 touchdowns, 44 yards on 8 carries. This time the up man's not going to have any doing because Grambling sniffed that one out from the very beginning. Willie Gray, the junior transfer out of LSU, been hampered with a separated shoulder, but no problems right there.
Yeah, he missed 3 games early in the season. He's an all-SWAC performer coming in. Big guy inside, just eating Coletti up, gets inside of the trap block on the backside, does a nice job.
Well, they back it up a couple. Be a 3rd down and 6. He lost 3 on the play.
He's got some stuff written on there to remind him. Saying, I got to go in there and get in the backfield. Big Willie's got some stuff, reminders on his tape.
Son from the gun. Throws it over the middle. Picked off at the 35-yard line, out to the 40. And the 42-yard line, it's Denmark Reed, his 6th interception of the season. 4 of those came in one ball game.
In Jackson State, he had 4 interceptions in that football game, the 6th on the year, as you said, Kevin. This ball just sailed on Josh Sun. He's going to try to throw it down in this zone, and Reed is at his safety spot. Is going to come back on top of the football, and good job there being where he's supposed to be. The ball is overthrown, and just shows he's got pretty good hands as a safety.
They've got some outstanding defensive backs at Grambling. You go with guys like Chris Brown and Calvin Pearson, Denmark Reed, who made that one. Calvin Spears. Spears, a 3-time all-SWAC player. Chris Brown's 6th in the nation in interceptions with 7, and that's the 5th for Denmark Reed. Make it the 6th for Denmark Reed.
And back at quarterback is Himes. They don't go back with Eugene. He stayed with Himes, the senior quarterback.
Throws this one complete. Pickup of 9 yards. That time it was Chris Highshaw who made the high traffic catch. He's short of the first down, but close. It's Torian Thomas, the strong side linebacker, made the stop.
Good to see Highshaw catch the football. Doug Williams told me he's got great athletic ability. Speedster, guy can run real well. Good route runner, but he's had trouble catching the football. And that time in traffic, knew he was going to get a hit and held on to it for a pretty good grab.
Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. Handed off to Kendrick Shanklin. This is something I haven't done much of since Himes came in, and coming up and making the play down at the 49-yard line is Robert Patterson, a backup free safety, just a freshman out of Monroe, Louisiana.
Good job of stringing it out inside. Nowhere to go inside for the running back, and Robert Patterson comes up from the outside and makes a nice play. Good job here in getting Kinshaw, and bingo, right there on the outside. Take the legs right out from under him.
I want to say they've only thrown a couple of times. Did you see the hole in the background?
Yeah, they're little jersey back there, no doubt about it.
Again, the straight drop. They throw this one. Caught. Levi Washington made the grab in traffic, and he's down to the 35-yard line. He lost the football at the end of the play, but he's marked down, and Torian Thomas there to make the stop. But a big gainer again for Grambling, and this drive will continue.
Levi Washington does a good job of going up against pressure from David Willis, number 10. You're going to see on the right side of your screen, number 10, Willis, who tries to make the play. He's actually bouncing off, and Washington picks up a good grab there. The quarterback throws it nicely to the outside where he can catch it. Allows the Tigers to get a good first down.
Gain of 16 yards down to the 36. Opening possession. Second half for the Grambling Tigers. Ranked 9th in the country. They come here to Thibodaux, Louisiana. A 7-1 football team. They hand it off to Hill. Hill muscling his way down to the 30-yard line for Brad Hill. He's playing very close to home. That Tiger Spirit is working right now. From Napoleonville, Louisiana, about 20 miles down the road.
Brad Hill's the leading rusher in the SWAC conference. He comes in here with over 800 yards on the season.
He started the year with 5 straight 100-yard games. He's got 794 yards rushing coming in. Comes out to an average of right at 99 yards per game. He's tailed off in the last 3. Quick look to throw. Levi Washington never turned around to look to the football. Big part of that was the pass rush because Himes couldn't just stand back there and let the play develop.
Tell you, Randy Himes, though, he sees the void in the defense right there. He's waiting for Washington to get there. He throws it up right back there, but the ball sails and the receiver never looks back for it, as you said, Kevin. But that's exactly where he needed to throw the ball. The quarterback smartly threw it to the spot, but the receiver has to go get it.
Third down and 4 for Grambling. On the 30-yard line. Throw this one to Washington, complete. Wrapped up immediately and short of the first down. Chris Thompson, sophomore from New Orleans, with an outstanding play in the flat.
What he did was a good job of playing cover 2 hard corner on the outside, and Thompson just jams the outside receiver and he plays short and he comes off and makes it play right away. Good pursuit inside, but he does a nice job of rerouting the receiver going up the field and comes off to make a play and stopping the Tigers short of the first down.
So the freshman hit a 47-yarder. Brian Morgan. This one from 46 yards out. And he couldn't have split them any better, and he does. More importantly, Grambling goes on top in the ball game. Its first lead of the game for the Tigers. 13-12, a new score and a new leader in Thibodeau.
Defense picks it off, and the Tigers, their offense, moves the ball down the field nicely and puts 3 points on the board to take the lead.
Grambling kicking game has struggled in the last few years, and this a big addition to this team. Now, he made a 35-yard extra point attempt with no time left on the clock to win a game earlier this season. Walker has had a lot of trouble. He may have to bring this one out, and he does. Well, found a seam for a moment, but it closed, and he gets out to the 15-yard line. And Nicholls State is going to start 85 yards away after the 11-yard return.
Technically, he does not have to run this out, Kevin. The ball is called the impetus of the football. If it goes into the end zone without him making a clean catch on it, he can stop right there. But he just pulls it out and takes it out, tries to get what he can. Lawan Walker, we've seen him run very hard in the punt return game and also in the kickoff return game. He's an exceptional athlete back there, but good coverage that time by Grambling.
Now, you know, I don't think Lawan Walker was thinking about the impetus of the ball at that time. I think he was thinking about who was coming in the white jerseys towards him.
Yeah, there's a lot of heat coming down on him, that's for sure.
Think about things like that up here. Son on the option, finds Philip Brock. He's got the corner, and he could go. Nobody's going to catch Philip Brock. 85 yards.
He's down there. He's got a strain. He's got a cramp, I think. Philip Brock does a nice job of running the outside and just outrunning the defense, just stretching down there. Watch the pitch here by Son, number 5. He takes it to the very last second. Bingo, outside the defense, and Philip Brock turns it on. Good block. You see the cornerback on the ground. Good job by one of the wide receivers getting out there. I didn't see who made the block, but Philip Brock taking it to the house, showing the speed that he has, just outrunning the entire Grambling Tiger defense.
It's the first time today they've really gotten the corner. They won the corner. You see he's being attended to now. They call it officials timeout.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just a cramp in his hamstring. Hey, when you run that fast, and you got the speed to run that fast, is with the guys who cramp up. But us slow guys, we never used to get that.
There's nothing I ever had to worry about.
Hey, 86-yard touchdown run, his second of the season. That's pretty impressive.
And more importantly, all the momentum had pretty much gone over to the guys in the white jerseys, and now one play and you get it right back for a very young football team.
Well, remember late in the second quarter what happened to Philip Brock on the pitch, on the reverse pitch they had to him, and he gets smacked and comes out of the game. Actually had to help him off the field, but hey, that's a big answer for this young man to come back and run like he did. And hey, I think he's just tired more than anything, but it's a big, big play for the Colonels, and more importantly, a momentum swing in this football game and getting right back on top.
They lead it by 5, so you go for the 2-point conversion.
They're waiting for Philip Brock to get off the field here. He is on the near sideline now, but he's just taking his time getting back. And
Letty's the fullback. Sun stays right behind him. Ran into the back of an offensive lineman, and no signal yet.
I think he got in, but
I think he did too.
Yeah, he did. He definitely got in. He spun off his offensive guard who was coming around on the trap play.
The 2-point conversion is good to make it a 7-point game. So Grambling took the lead. Then Nicholls comes right back. An 86-yard scamper by Philip Brock. A nice answer back for Darrell Day's ball club. And this one goes absolutely nowhere. Back to the 10-yard line, and Nicholls stayed. Maybe momentum starting to put on a red jersey that time, as Jason Arrington is who brought that one back, and Travis Douglas was there to make the stop. A return of 8 yards. And I think, Big Jason's probably going to hear when he gets back over to the sideline that you're supposed to go the other way.
He's going the wrong way. Big Jason, he's 6'1", 240 pounds, a fullback, tight end, and I don't know if he's got the speed to take it across the field.
Didn't look like it.
He's happy about that.
He looked more like just a judge. He appears to be more of a north and south guy.
Yeah, but he's got one on the books, though, of a kickoff return for -2 yards.
-8, actually.
Yeah, actually -8, okay.
Don't sell him short. And this one off the Hill, right up the middle, and Hill taking tacklers with him out to the 25-yard line. That's the first time he has really been able to get off today. He picks up a gain of 14 yards.
Now that's a north and south run right there. Brad Hill takes it right inside the heart of the Nicholls State defense and gets some good positive yards and good gain here on first down coming out of their deep end zone. And good blocking up front, the offensive line. Matavian, right guard, Terry Roddy doing a good job of opening a hole for the big tailback.
Out to the 25-yard line. Most of those 23 coming on that carry right there. Done a nice job containing him so far, just like that. Philip Brock, after that 86-yard touchdown run, still being attended to. Whether he cramped up or strained a hamstring. See 10 rushes, 118, and 86 of those coming on one fly.
He's just going to have cramps. And I would expect he'd be back in his football game. They need him back there. Good production out of him is at the running back position.
Second down and 11, actually lost a yard. About a half yard on that last play. But tough going for Brad Hill. Leading rusher of the SWAC, as you said. Throw this one complete. Far side, first down and more. Out near the 40-yard line goes Chris Highshaw, a guy that they had talked about maybe had trouble holding on to the football. No troubles today. That's a pickup of 13 yards.
Well, just a little stop route. Chris Highshaw is going to come out here and turn back to the quarterback, and watch what he does after the catch. That's what's impressive. He turns upfield right away, runs away from the cornerback, and gets the first down. An easy short throw and catch from the quarterback to the receiver, and Highshaw nicely turns it back inside and gets positive yards.
Pump fake, looking for a deep ball. He'll throw it deep. Highshaw down there, but knocked away at the last second by Chris Thompson. That one, hey, Himes had so much time that I think the receivers just pretty much outran the football that time.
Well, a smart play here by Chris Thompson. He actually baits Himes into throwing this football. Himes is going to come around here. You see Thompson at the top. He's going to have coverage on the backside. Watch him laying back there. Say, hey, go ahead and let the receiver run behind me. I know it's a long way to throw the football. I'm just baiting him into throwing it, and he throws it short. He should have made an interception on that play.
Instead, it's a second down and 10. That's a long way to throw a football.
Yeah, but a great he set him up for it. He really did. He wanted him to throw that football. He played a little bait short there. He said, I'm going to let Highshaw get behind me, and I don't think Randy Himes can throw it over the top.
Word on Philip Brock is it is just cramps. He should be back. They throw this one underneath, complete to Hill. Hill shakes off one man at the line of scrimmage. As Brad Hill, his third reception of the season. Michael Griffin made the tackle for Nicholls State. A big third down coming up here. Nicholls trying to keep the momentum on their side right now.
And James Miller, the linebacker, number 56, gets enough of Hill to slow him down till the cavalry comes for the rest of the Colonels. And good job that time by the defense of just continuing to the football. And that's the asset of the Colonels defense. They're not that big, they're not that strong, not very physical, but to be quite honest with you, they're a great pursuit team and they run the football real well.
That's a big reflection of the head coach. He wants a swarming defense. Grambling been very good on third down. Himes trying to make it even better and does. Caught by Douglas. Tremont Douglas down near the 35-yard line. Big gainer there.
I think there's a mental error here on the defense. It's man coverage on the outside, and I don't know how you leave Douglas wide open. He's going to come to the middle of the field, get behind the umpire right back in here, and hey, this is a nice, easy throw right in the middle of the field. Nobody there, no one covered him, and he just picks up a nice first down.
He was surprised he had so much running in.
Yeah, just a little mental error by the defense, but big play for the Tigers.
Gain of 23 on third down. Drive rolls, and now penalty marker comes in from the near side. And again, I think this is the same, what they called encroachment before. We'll see what they call it this time.
Encroachment on the offense. 5 yards, first down.
It was on Chris Highshaw, because Chris Highshaw was livid with the official. In fact, the other receiver came over to him and basically told him, we get an explanation on this.
Well, maybe he's coming across the line of scrimmage, which is right here, and down here at the bottom of the screen is number 83 Highshaw. And if he's taunting or going over to the in front of the cornerback, they might be calling a penalty on that.
This one is complete. What a play by the quarterback, Randy Himes. That was a terrible snap and was able to get it away to Kendrick Shanklin. He made this play.
Oh, this was jailbreak all the way here. There's no really blocking up front, and
look at this.
Himes grabs it out of the air and smartly gets rid of the football because he's under duress, and the throw and the catch is superb.
What poise. Poise and smarts, because he was able to find the hot receiver too and didn't have a whole lot of time to look for him. Win is a gain of 8, and it goes so second down and 7. See the numbers on Randy Himes. 91 yards, has thrown the interception. Bad snap. Complete to Levi Washington, has the first down, out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A lot of weapons on this Grambling team. Torian Thomas escorted him out of bounds, but not before he was able to pick up enough yardage for the first.
Well, Randy Himes has saved his center here, Matavia, several times today. High snaps, low snaps, the ball's coming back. So if you're going to run the shotgun, you can't dribble it back to your quarterback and expect him to be a shortstop all the time and picking it up. Matavia, the senior center who anchors that offensive line, is doing a pretty good job. He's a preseason Black College All-American, but just having a couple snaps, not go where he wants to today.
He was a shortstop on that play, and he was a center fielder on the play before that. Here comes the blitz again. Got rid of it. Incomplete. That's a great call, because getting a pass interference against Gareth DeBetta. He definitely had a hand on the receiver, but I am thoroughly impressed with Randy Himes. There was pressure coming from the weak side again. Michael Griffin was in his face, and he had to throw that ball 25 yards in the air with a man hanging off of it.
Randy Himes just rolled away from the pressure because it's no blocking to the backside. It's a free release, and he has to get rid of the football, and he's got his receiver continuing down the field, and he's going to throw it down there and get a pass interference play at the end.
On the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
And DeBetta's down here in coverage, and he's going to come down the field, and he's going to get inside. It's just going to be the post route, actually, the flag route out here, and get underneath there. And I don't really see a penalty there. I don't know what he's calling.
He had
Did you see the jersey earlier?
Yeah.
It might have been pulling. He couldn't see any contact. And
if anything, it could have been, if they had an argument, they could have asked for a holding, because if anything, it kept him from getting to the football by holding on to the jersey. But it is a pass interference, 15-yard penalty, and now they go to Brad Hill, and Brad Hill right up the middle, and much like all afternoon, he's been contained most of the day, and second down and goal is coming up as the ball just outside the 6-yard line.
Well, I tell you, that's one way you want to play this this Grambling offense. Go ahead and make them be one-dimensional. They've really taken away the running game. Brad Hill has not really gotten on track, and they're trying to figure out a way to find the right hole. He's not running in there very well, and look at the wall here. This defense doing a good job stopping it up, and take away Brad Hill, you're going to make this team one-dimensional, and that might be the way to beat them.
Call it officially. Second down and goal from the 8. Throws this one incomplete off the chest of Highshaw. That's a tough little in, and he should have made the catch, but still on that quick in right there, you're dealing with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball as well.
Chris Thompson on the outside, the cornerback, actually does a nice job. He gets his left hand in there on the play. Randy Himes is reading. He knows he's going to have the quick slant come in from the outside. He's going to deliver it, but Thompson, number 23, is right behind him, and
oof, that ball's coming.
Wow.
Best, sometimes your best, at least it's a warm afternoon. Your best chance to catch that is let it get caught in your face mask and just run into the end zone.
Well, I've seen 4 or 5 balls today that have bounced off the Grambling receivers and almost be picked off by the defense for Nicholls State.
And Grambling's going to take a timeout and talk this one over. So a timeout on the field, we'll take it with them. Big third down and goal for Grambling as they try to tie this football game up. We're back with more in just a moment. 20-13 with 5:27 to go in the third quarter, but Grambling driving, and they face a third down and goal from the 8-yard line.
Well, you've got tall receivers for Grambling on the outside with Highshaw and on one side and Ellis Spears on the other. Wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to throw at these cornerbacks short, maybe do a jump ball situation.
3 wide receivers. Don't forget about the tight end, John Petty. They haven't thrown to him all day, and they won't throw it here. Himes rolls out wide open. Washington touchdown. Hey, what? Randy Himes almost nonchalanted that one a little bit too much.
Well, he sure made it look easy. Randy Himes on the play action pass just rolls out, and Washington, the little flag, gets away from the defense. Hey, just real easy here, and then you're going to see Washington come up into your screen, and Randy Himes just lay it out into his pocket. Bingo.
As easy a touchdown as you're going to see. And now the point after for a tie ball game. That went right into the living room, and we've got a tie game. Nicholls and Grambling tied at 20 with 5:21 to go here in the third quarter. Nicholls State, the underdog in this one. They have hung tough, but Grambling throwing a couple of knockout punches themselves. Nicholls is able to come back, and now Grambling comes right back as both teams answering here in the third quarter.
You know, last week Randy Himes goes into the ball game against Alabama State and has 8 receptions for 139 yards, and now today he starts the game at the X receiver for the Tigers, and lo and behold, you know, in the third series of the football game, he's now back in there at the helm, and he just makes this all look too easy. Sells out the play action fake inside, and the defense is all collapsed inside, and easy throw outside and good separation by Washington on the defense. And hey, that's, you know, about 10-15 yards to work either way. He could have easily ran that in, but he said, no, I'll give Washington the score on that.
He's a senior from Hitchcock, Texas, which is down in the Houston area, south of Houston, actually around Galveston. And he has been outstanding in this game. Again, 17-1 as a starting quarterback. Didn't start last week. They went with Bruce Eugene. That was the first loss of the season for Grambling, but did play at that X receiver. Was outstanding there. Earlier today, Bruce Eugene struggled early on, and they go right back to Himes.
Yeah, on that drive, 5 different receivers. Yep. That's impressive. He moves the ball around, and talking to Doug Williams about him before the game, he said, you know, I was asking him, does he feel bad about not playing quarterback, being X receiver? He says, heck no. He says, that guy, he says he'll play anywhere on the football field. Probably his more natural position is at wide receiver, but I tell you, they just need him at quarterback right now. He's done a great job today.
6'4", 200. Speed speaks for itself. He's one of those guys that, I don't know exactly what a 40 time would be, but man, he looks just a whole lot faster than everyone else out there. Walker again. He's trying to get to the outside. Cuts it back up to the 24-yard line, and Nicholls will have first down and 10 from there. 24-yard return. Take a look at what Himes has done.
Randy Himes is throwing the ball to Washington around the field, and he's got him down for a score on that play as well, and scoring one here early in the football game, diving over and then playing the center fielders. You talked about Kevin being athletic enough to get the ball outside with pressure on his backside. Hey, and then the little bootleg here makes it look so easy, and then the big score here to go ahead in this football game.
Nicholls, the last time had the ball, went for 86 yards on one play. A little misdirection here. It's Travis Felder, sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, with his first carry of the game. Denmark Reed is there to make the stop as we count down under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gain of a couple, call it a gain of 4, second down and 6 to come.
Now Jeff Richards, the offense coordinator for Nicholls, has to find some plays to get his offense back into the flow of the game. Go ahead and drive the football if you can. That's what this offense is capable of doing with this triple option attack. Take it inside, take it outside.
Philip Brock, you saw him leave after the 86-yard run a moment ago. Here Josh Sun will cut it up. And Sun, plenty enough for the first down out near the 40-yard line. He's not back, obviously, on this series. They said he had cramps and was planning on returning, but not at least now. 11-yard gain, Terrence Duke with the tackle.
And Josh Sun rushes for average about 80 yards a football game, Kevin. Here's just the lead option here. You got the fullback blocking out front, able to pitch. Good job of turning it up inside. They had cut off the linebacker, pursued inside. Good execution by the Colonels.
Oh, from the 39-yard line now, as Josh Sun finally went down there. Counted for 14 touchdowns in the last 5 games. Blow this one dead and mark it off 5 yards against Nicholls State.
A false start on the offense, 5 yards, first down.
Back to the 34-yard line. Josh Sun, sophomore from Baton Rouge. 78% of this squad either freshmen or sophomores.
A couple weeks back against Northwestern State, had to leave the game with a concussion. So they're glad to have him back in the football game and playing pretty well today. He runs this offense. When he's out there, he's a difference maker, and that's what they like with him at the quarterback spot.
All 21 of Nicholls State's touchdowns this season have been scored by either freshmen or sophomores. That includes the 3 today. Josh Sun hog-tied there near the original line of scrimmage. The second down and long is coming up.
And Robert Taylor, the middle linebacker, he's met Josh Sun quite a few times today on the outside. And he's learning how to run from the middle of the field. He's just tracking that quarterback down, and sometimes they block him and sometimes they don't, as we take a look at the numbers put up here by the underclassmen for the Colonels this year.
That's coming into this one today. That means a bright future for Darrell Day's ball club. 1,500 yards rushing for those two classes. Again, they go from that wishbone set. Hand it to Felder. Felder spins out near the 43-yard line. But third down and long is coming up here for Nicholls State. I say third down and long for a team that runs the ball. That would be considered a third down and long when you get over 3rd and 5.
Felder does a nice job on the outside. Real quick guy, I tell you. Reminds me of Lawan Davis, who's actually running pretty well himself on the kickoff returns. And his quickness inside, or powerful under, lower body. Look, you can just look at him and see that he runs powerful. Not very big, but doing a good job with speed and ability on the outside.
Big play here. 3rd down, 6 to go for the first down. Josh Sun from the gun. Throws it. Oh, should have been caught. Lewis dropped it. Would have been plenty for a first down inside Grambling territory. Should have had it inside the 40-yard line.
And Josh Sun delivered right where he needed to his big receiver. The 6'2" senior receiver needs to make that grab and move the chains. Josh Sun going to have enough protection up front here. Not a problem. Throwing the football. He slides a little bit right in there and just got to make that grab.
And again, 4th down. They have the offense on the field, and now they send the penning unit on. Grambling brings the punt receiving team on. And now they go to fake. It's not going to work. Big number 95, Andre Arnold, the defensive end, there to make the stop. This is Grambling's going to get great field position.
Well, this is probably a play that they plan to do is they switch them out. They switch their punt team out there. But earlier in the ballgame when they did that, Grambling did not run their defense off the field and come on with a punt team. They're thinking now go ahead and change the punt team out. You might have an advantage and run the fake. Arnold sneaks through inside untouched and makes a good play in the backfield.
It was Brian Thomas on the carry. Never really did materialize. So 2:13 to go with the first break really of the second half goes to Grambling. They had a first down and 10 from inside their 45-yard line, inside the Nicholls 45, I should say. Now a timeout is taken by Grambling. There was some different personnel on the field that time. Byron Brown came in at running back. It's the first time we've seen them go to Brown today. Brad Hill and Kendrick Shanklin have been the running backs so far, and I'm wondering if he changed up the little personnel there. He's a little fired up.
I'll tell you what Doug Williams wants is he wants execution from his offense right now.
Coming up after our game here on Fox Sports Net, the 8th-ranked Washington Huskies taking on Oregon State in a Pac-10 matchup. Then at 6, Colorado travels to Ames, Iowa to face Iowa State in the Big 12. It's all coming up. College Football Saturday here on Fox Sports Net. Along with Gary Reasons, Kevin Eschenfelder with you in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Good to have you for Southland Football League action. As today the Southland steps outside to take on the SWAC today as Grambling and Nicholls State going head-to-head. And a good ball game, tied at 20, 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. Again, Byron Brown stays in. They run the reverse. This is why you had the change in personnel and all kind of room for Shanklin to the 20. Out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Torian Thomas finally ran him out of bounds after a gain of 31 yards.
Well, Kevin, you called it. They set this up with personnel change. You see Shanklin going out in motion. Pitch it to Brown, who's going to hand back to Shanklin coming around. He's got his quarterback out there blocking for him. Randy Himes makes a nice block here. Take a look, cut block, gets him around the corner. Well executed play by the by the Tigers. And hey, it's a big play here, getting inside the 20-yard line of Nicholls State.
Call it the 16. Shanklin can fly, and he did with 2:02 to go in the third quarter. Tied at 20. Now they go back to Hill. Hill fighting his way down to the 11-yard line. Grambling got the offense hitting on all cylinders right now. Philip Robin made the tackle for Nicholls State. Now they'll face a second down. Picked up 2 on the play, and second down and 8 coming. Brad Hill started the season with 5 straight 100-yard games. Been tough sledding today, but will put his team back on top for the second time in this ballgame. They last led 13-12. We're at 20-20 right now, and that is what he has seen much of today. Just a matter on those short yardage plays like that of guys in the red jerseys winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they have. They've done a good job inside against the running game of Grambling. Hey, the thing they're setting up here again is that bootleg, that play action pass, or actually the rollout with Himes, and they've run this play twice now. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that same play again we saw for a score last time that Himes was down here in this territory.
Shanklin is in at the tailback. He along with Levi Washington. That's Washington in motion. They run the option. Shanklin. You think Shanklin was thinking about throwing that ball?
Well, he looked like he wanted to get it set up to throw, but he was going to the short side of the field, and it wasn't the receiver down there on this side. The ex-receiver was Highshaw, and he didn't look like he was wanting the football. Take a look at the pitch. He's trying to get the ball into his hand like he wants to throw it, but the defensive pursuit gets there right on top of him pretty quick.
Just for that split second, man, it looked like he was going to turn it over and see about a halfback pass, but instead they'll go for the field goal. For the second time today, Brian Morgan will try to put his ball club on top. Been rock solid today, hitting from 46 and 47 yards. This one for 33 yards out. Not a problem. So a 3 for 3 from the field goal department for Brian Morgan today, and Grambling plenty to cheer about right now as they lead at 23-20 over Nicholls State. Nicholls got the first 12 points of this ball game. But then Grambling came back with 10 of their own, 13 unanswered, I should say, to make it 13-12 lead. Since then, these two teams have gone back and forth, and now Grambling leading at 23-20 here in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Is that man right there, Doug Williams, looking for his 8th win of the season. These teams have won 69% of their games since he's taken over as the head coach at the end of the 1997 season. Took over for the living legend Eddie Robinson.
National championship last year, black national championship, and very, very pleased about his performance a year ago, and he wanted to continue that this year. He knows he has a lot of seniors, a lot of talent on his football team for Grambling, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Very athletic group, and they make a lot of spectacular plays.
And they bring plenty of fan support. Huge crowd on hand here today. No question the biggest crowd of the season for Nicholls State. How's that for some coaching? Talking it over with Levi Washington. When a guy like that's talking to a young 18, 19-year-old kid, they know he's been there before. At the highest level, you know, that has to hold a little bit of weight right there.
Well, I asked Doug before the game, I said, how do you coach? And he said, I said, do you keep it loose out there? He says, that's the only way you can coach his bunch. He says he has a lot of fun out there. He lets the kids have fun. He says they learn. They teach a lot to these kids, and they recept a lot of what he has to talk about. But he wants to keep it fun out there. He knows what these kids are all about, and he communicates with them very well, and that's the mark of success.
Been successful everywhere he's been. Player, now as a coach. Now Josh Sun, the young sophomore, tries to answer back with his offenses. They come back out on the field, trailing by 3, 23-20. Colt Coletti right up the middle, and Coletti out near the 30-yard line. Man, every time it seems like he gets the ball on first down, he picks up 9 yards. Alexis Robinson made the tackle, a strong side linebacker with good yardage on first. It'll bring up second down and short.
Well, that option attack, you've got a lot of different ways to attack the defense, and the fullback inside is always your first option, and Colt Coletti's done a pretty good job of running that ball for him inside today, and he's missed a couple of games with an injury, and glad to have him back inside.
But Coletti picks up 9 on the final play of the third quarter. This one has gone back and forth in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Still got a lot of time before dinner time. We got a lot of football left to play. 15 minutes to be exact. Grambling leading it by 3. Nicholls trying to mount a charge right now as they trail Grambling 23-20. Just getting underway here in the fourth quarter with Gary Reasons, Kevin Eschenfelder. Glad to have you with us for Southland Football League action here on Fox Sports Net. Josh Sun, quarterback, sophomore from Baton Rouge. Outstanding runner, facing a second down and 1. They go from a full house wishbone set. Trying to keep it, gets the first down, and he pays for it as well. Robert Taylor, 54, in the white jersey, playing impressive specimen. He has been something to watch throughout this game.
He's just fighting off blocks. Watch him fight off number 60, Jeremy Smith, blocking, and back downhill and make a tackle on the quarterback. But to Josh Sun's credit, he's strong, he's tough, he turns it up inside, he takes a few licks, and that's what you have to do as an option quarterback.
Picked up the first. from the 34-yard line. Again, they run the option. Cuts it back against the grain. Thing about cutting it back against the grain, you can find a hole or you can really pay the price, and sometimes you do both. And you know, ever since Philip Brock went out, this has limited this Colonel offense a little bit. Went for 86 yards on the last time he touched the football. You can see he's in some pain right now.
Yeah, it's a cramp situation. What happens is when you get in a cramp situation, you cannot replace the fluids in your body that quickly, and that's what's happening here. It takes time to get that back into his muscles so he's able to get some fluid in there to get flexed out again. And it's just a painful thing until you get hydrated again. He's not going to be able to go.
Look at Nicholls, 224 yards. They've gone for 250 or more in 3 of their last 4 games. Josh Sun may have lost one there. Calvin Pearson was there to make the stop along with Antoine Lawrence. It's not going to help the rushing average much. They move it ahead for a gain of 1 maybe, but a 3rd down coming up and a big 3rd down and 5.
Well, you want to play smart here. You don't want to do anything that's going to give the Tigers a chance to get the football. Even if you have to go down on 4th down and punt the football and play the field position game, that's what you need to do right here.
Well, Grambling won the field position when they were able to thwart off and fake punt. Now Sun wants to throw it against the body. He throws it incomplete. It's a tough play for any quarterback, and particularly a guy who's noted for the option, and that one goes incomplete. And again, it is punt time for Nicholls State.
Well, number 95, Andre Arnold, the defensive end we talked about, who's came here from Conference USA, the sack leader a year ago. Going to come up to the outside and is really going to pressure the quarterback in a lot of different ways here. He doesn't really have to cut him and block him and make him run around the corner. He delivers a strike there. It's a hard, high fastball that's not handled, but now the Colonel's going to have to punt it away.
That was Isaiah Mitchell, who wasn't expected to play in this ball game with a pink eye. He wasn't able to hold on to it. 9 men on the line of scrimmage for Grambling. They get an offsides penalty coming up, taken by Shanklin. Penalty markers are down. Shanklin with a nice return inside the 40-yard line, but let's come all the way back to the line of scrimmage and check the marker.
Yeah, it's going to be an offsides, I'm sure, against the punt return team at Grambling.
On the defense.
That will negate a 42-yard return.
And Doug Williams is over there. He said, I can't believe this. I've got a great return, good field position. They're going to take this play away from him.
Yeah.
And more importantly, it's going to bring up a 4th and about a half a foot here for the Colonels. And I think they may send their offense back on the field.
Well, Doug Williams across the way is just absolutely livid.
And there was no hesitation. The line judge on the near side of the field where we are right in front of the Colonel's bench actually throws the flag. You're going to have encroachment by the defense. They're in the neutral area, and Doug Williams didn't see it that way.
Now the official, you know what Doug Williams is saying, because he's made the gesture a couple of times, that there was a pump fake on the snap.
The head bob, yeah. A lot of times the centers will do that. They'll raise their head and look down and look up and look back, and that'll draw the rush unit inside. We're about to mark off the penalty here.
I still think it's going to be short of the 1st down.
Yeah, just from the vantage point where we're at, Kevin, look, they might be about a foot short once they mark the penalty off.
Fourth down.
So 4th down and a foot. And they will punt.
We'll leave the defense on the field this time for Grambling. They don't change. They're going to play it close here. They're not going to make any go against them. They're ready for a fake, ready for anything. Leave your defense out there.
James Wilcox will punt it away. Or appears that he will punt it away. They got to snap the ball. And they did. And Wilcox in trouble back to the 15-yard line. That time Grambling jumped across the line of scrimmage. And the Nicholls State players are pointing at them. The play can keep going on, and that's exactly what happened. Now flags come in from the backside, and what may have saved Nicholls on this play may be a delay of game.
Well, I don't know if it's a delay of game, but it's actually should be a false start here on the offensive side here because the offensive tackle stands up. He's on the line of scrimmage. Once you get a 2-point stance and you're set, you can't. It's much like a pass offensive lineman in the pass set, and he stands up. It should be a penalty now against Nicholls. Definitely punt the ball away now.
They're going to be fortunate to punt the ball away.
Yeah, fortunate. That's right. Well, they've got to delay a game. Okay,
on the offense. 5 yards, 4th down.
Yeah, the play can go on if the defense jumps. What should have happened was the center should have snapped the ball when he was in the neutral zone. Of course, that's easier to see from up here.
Well, you had two things. The back judge threw the flag. He's looking at the. He's actually looking at the play clock, and you've got this guy standing up right here, which is a false start, and the line judge threw a penalty flag over there. Nonetheless, it's a 5-yard penalty either way against the Colonels and a dead ball foul.
A bad punt for Wilcox again. He had a 19-yarder earlier in the game, and this is going to give Grambling the football with a 3-point lead and pretty good field position. Nicholls State, the faithful, trying to cheer their team on. Ball 23-20 here in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Full house at Guidry Stadium.
We're getting a good football game here. Both teams have come out and made good plays and some not some good plays. And now it comes down to the 4th quarter. You got 12 minutes to go in this football game, and we'll see which team is going to answer.
Randy Himes with 3 incompletions here in the second half. Being chased. He threw this one away wisely. Again, what I've been most impressed with Randy Himes is his decision making. Speed's not far off of it. Neither is the arm.
Well, that's a play action pass, and watch the heavy deliberate fake here, and watch the depth that he gets. He's about 12 yards back there. Number 96, Phillip Robbins, going to chase him, going to come out of bounds and hit Randy Himes right there as he goes out of bounds and makes him slide into the Grambling bench. And getting off that play, I could see that Randy Himes wasn't real happy with that extracurricular activity. He says, I'm out of bounds as you throw a flag on him.
Well, it goes an incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10. On the Nicholls 49-yard line. Himes guns this one complete. Complete on the far side to Ellis Spears. Spears went to the marker, came back nicely, and it should be enough for a 1st down.
And Randy Himes does a good job of throwing the ball to a spot. And watch Spears come up the field and actually work back. He works back about 6 yards to get this football. Watch him. He stops at the 32-yard line, comes all the way back to the 38-yard line. Good job of working back to the quarterback so that you're able to pick up the football. The ball is thrown short and underneath, and good job by Spears coming back and making a good grab.
1st down.
And they're not getting any pressure now on Randy Himes. He's throwing the ball uncontested. He's such a great athlete back there. He's able to just maneuver around and get space and do what he wants to throwing the football. I don't know if they got anybody on the defensive front that could catch him. Early in the game, Rivera was doing a good job of getting back there and pressuring Eugene early, and then also Himes when he came in first, the first part of the football game. But as of late, the Colonels have not had any good pass rush on the quarterback.
At the same time, Grambling's throwing it about 80% of the time. Here they hand it off to Brad Hill right up the middle as he drags tacklers. Counted off at a gain of 13 yards down to the 25-yard line. But my point, I think the defensive line may be just tired right now of chasing Randy Himes all over the place.
Yeah, they play a lot of people up there. We talked about earlier last week they played 11 players on the defensive front. And they're getting a lot of them in there now. You see Robin, number 96, just grabbing on, trying to pull him down. And hey, the big tailback's doing a good job of running the football. Brad Hill's a hefty tailback, 5'10", 230 pounds, and he's a pretty good load.
From the 26-yard line. Hill again. cuts back against the grain and goes for a gain of 8 yards. He's fired up as Michael Griffin made the stop. He hasn't seen a whole lot of open running lanes today, as in the last 2 plays.
Well, this is a stretch play, and he's going to try to go play side, but the defense over pursues, and he cuts back. Phillip Robbins, number 96, he goes across the nose of the offensive guard and becomes backside. Brad Hill does, and picks up a nice gain inside. And Doug Williams is happy about his offensive running attack, and you need that to show up at some point in the ballgame. It takes a lot of pressure off the passing game.
This time, though, not much there. Second down and short. He'll maybe for a gain of 1. Third down and 1.
You got a chance here for the Colonels to stop the Tigers on 3rd and short and possibly force them to kick a field goal or attempt a field goal. That's what you want to do. You want to give your offense an opportunity to get back out there with a chance to stay in this ball game. If they give up a touchdown here, be down 10 points, it's not a situation you want to be in.
10 rather than 6. Big difference. Should be enough for the first down. Brad Hill, a guy that can just absolutely punish defenses. And maybe more importantly, when you know what you're going to get with Randy Himes, a guy that can throw it all over the yard, but you have to be balanced and you have to be multifaceted, and that's exactly what he gives Grambling, because if they need to get the ball in a situation where they need to take some time off the clock, he's the perfect guy to do that.
And that's what's happening here. Brad Hill is running with authority, running with power inside between the tackles. Nothing fancy, just the offense against the defense. The offensive line for Grambling right now is opening a few holes, and Brad Hill's taking advantage of it.
Number 15, Himes 3-step drop, looking over the middle, caught at the 5-yard line, and down there is Ellis Spears. And the Grambling receivers have made some big catches and a lot of traffic today.
Well, that's a tough throw and a tough catch. You got Ellis Spears going to run the quick slant pattern here, and you can see Himes delivered inside, and bingo right there, and then the forceful tackle over the top. And Seneca McMillan. Tough throw here. You know, this one is you don't want it to tip up in the air. It's one that can easily be tipped up and the defense comes down with it, get a big interception. You don't want to thwart your efforts here for Grambling that is trying to put points on the board.
So 2nd down and 1 from the 6-yard line. First down, touchdown, Grambling. Brad Hill is 11th touchdown of the season, first of the day. More importantly, Grambling with a chance for a 10-point lead. They're a point after away.
Well, the Colonels' defense is getting a little weary here, I think. Todd Rivera, number 40, just cannot make the tackle. Brad Hill showing his power as he's done here on this drive and taking it into the end zone.
Brian Morgan for the point after. And he's good. So a new score in Thibodaux. The Tigers are rolling. The number 9 team in the country with a 10-point lead. This time they use the legs of Brad Hill. 30-20 to score. 17 unanswered points, and they lead it 30-20 with 9:03 to go in the ball game. As Doug Williams Ball Club looking for its 8th win of the season, and there's the man, the 6-yard touchdown, and he had a big part to play on that one. They've scored on all 4 second-half possessions of the Grambling Tigers. 8 plays, 49 yards. They take 3:31 off the clock, and Brad Hill a big part of that.
Big fullback, just tailback rather, running and bruising inside there. That offensive line taking over on the winning the battle up front, doing a good job moving the football. The Grambling Tigers have really taken control in the second half.
Lawan Walker goes back deep. On the pooch kick. John Price will call for a fair catch and make it at the 30-yard line. And Nicholls will have it. 1st and 10. They trail it by 10. Penalty marker down back at the line of scrimmage, and maybe for the 2nd time in this ball game, Grambling is going to be offsides on a kickoff.
Well, they're anxious to get down there and cover it and make a big play. Can't fault them for doing that, but they're going to have to kick it again. I think the Colonel's going to accept this penalty. And
On the kickoff, 5 yards, Re-kick.
I see Jeff Richard, Doug Williams. Give me a break, right?
He's thinking exactly what I'm thinking. Of course, if you were offsides and they didn't call it, you had one called back, they'd go back and look at it in the films and they'd say, look, he didn't even call this.
His kicker's had a good day, Morgan.
Yes, he has.
He's been excellent through the uprights on all his kicks, and then what he's been asked to do kicking off. And
freshman from Groves, Texas.
a strong leg. He's got a good build for a kicker. He's got a good, strong, powerful lower body.
47, 46, and 33-yard field goals today. Another pooch kick. On the 30-yard line, they'll run this one back out. Out to the 35, and not a whole lot there. Except for some big hitting. And David Plaisance, who ran that back. Return of 4 yards. So the Colonels will try to get it rolling on the offense, something that they have not been able to do, especially since Philip Brock went out. Brock had an 86-yard touchdown run early in or midway through the third quarter. And on the play, it appeared that he cramped, but he may have been more severe than that. He may have tweaked a hamstring or something, because he has not come back into the ball game. Still continues to stretch here on the near sideline. They hand it to Coletti. Coletti out to the 43-yard line. A guy named Colt Coletti, he could have played back in the 50s in the NFL.
He's got
Colt Coletti, he just sounds like.
He's got that kind of mentality, too. He's got a tough, hey, I'm a football player. I'm going to do what it takes to win. Get my shoulders down here. Don't avoid contact. He's kind of a guy that rock 'em, sock 'em, plays tough.
See, the guy named Colt Coletti could have played for the Giants in the 50s, in Yankee Stadium or something like that. They hand it to Coletti again, and Coletti out near the first down. Second effort, maybe third effort. Got the first down and more out near the 50-yard line.
That is just pure determination. I'm telling you, Colt Coletti just should have been stopped for about a 1-yard gain at best and short of the first down, but he's going to continue. He needs to get to the past the stripes here to get a first down and watch his effort come around and just carrying the defense of the Tigers. Say, hey, you need to bring more than one guy to get me down.
First down and 10, ball out near midfield. Very, very important drive for Nicholls State. They trail it by 10, 7:45 to go in the ball game. Pitch it back. Out near the 45-yard line, or down near the 45-yard line for Rudy August. And Rudy August now getting some carries since Philip Brock is not an option anymore in this ball game.
He's at that halfback position. The trail back comes around for the pitch. Josh Sun brings it down the line of scrimmage and pitches it back to August.
And he's been pretty much used as the blocking back throughout this entire ball game. The lead guy on the option. It's the first blocker out there. It's going to change now. Now they go no huddle. And under 7:10 to go in the ball game. Nicholls needs points, need them fast. Here's Travis Felder. Felder hit, and he will lose a couple. An outstanding play by Calvin Spears. Three-time All-SWAC player.
It really is. He came up and made a nice play earlier in the ball game. This is a very similar one. Hey, nobody blocks him. I'm going to make the play. Here's Calvin just going to come in here from his cornerback spot, number 4, and do a good job. Nobody's going to block him, so, hey, I need to make the play.
And he does.
No problem there. Down the line here, you're going to see Feldman just turn it up inside. Josh Sun, a little heat on him, so he has to get rid of the football.
And this one's going to lose a couple more. Did they fumble the football? That's the question now. I didn't see a beanbag go in, but he went down in a hurry. Fourth down coming up.
That was a big down there. They need to get something positive there, and they did the quarterback follow play, and Josh Sun didn't get what he wanted on it, and then he stopped there short. Actually lost a yard, I think, on it, Kevin.
Surprised Nicholls is going for this here. There you see Philip Brock, the sophomore from New Orleans, brother Martin High School. He's going off.
He doesn't look like he has a whole lot of energy. That doesn't look like he's anything injured, but I think he is just that.
4th down and 6. Coletti, time to throw, does, incomplete. Well, John Price was open, but he couldn't deliver the football. So Grambling will get it back on downs at the 48-yard line.
Now, this is a play that they could have made. It was a zone coverage, 2-deep zone, and Darrell Day says, hey, that's one that got away from us. You want to get that outside receiver to settle down behind the cornerback in front of the safety and deliver it in there. Josh Sun just lets his ball sail him a little bit here. You see the safety on the near side over the top, and the hole is right back behind, and just sails, goes out of bounds.
Grambling gets it back, and I think you may look for a little bit of Brad Hill. Matter of fact, a lot of bit of Brad Hill here. Big bruising fullback, a guy that can be your #1 possession guy and take some time off the clock. And they hand it to him. Hill is a load, and that load doesn't stop until he gets 1st down and a gain of 11 yards. Down to the 40-yard line where James Miller finally made the stop for Nicholls.
Well, the big tackle here, number 63, Brandon James, wins the corner. Everything comes around, and Brad Hill does a nice job of bouncing to the outside.
Well, tough guy to bring down. Move the sticks, though. 1st down and 10. With the time remaining, under 5.5 minutes to go. It's Grambling that far away from its 8th win of the season. Big hole for Hill down near the 25. Another gain of 11 yards. Back-to-back 11-yard gains. And right now on running plays, on dive plays, safeties are making tackles.
And that's not a good thing for your defense. You want to have somebody come up there, watch the offensive line, do a good job blocking outside. And Matavia comes over and seals off the linebacker. And hey, he's up on the secondary before you know it. Watch Matavia block out here on the linebacker, number 50, do a good job of getting Miller out of the way. And Brad Hill, he's having a little fun now.
Now they're going to work that clock as well. Under 10 on the play clock. They snap it at 1. It's the way you do it. Brad Hill right up the middle. Down to the 26-yard line.
Nicholls now has 4 minutes to go in this football game, just over 4 minutes, Kevin. They've got 3 timeouts left, and the clock is not their friend. They've got to try to think, hey, we've got to stop these Tigers here on this series of downs and get the ball back, and the more ticks you have go off that clock. You might want to start using some timeouts in this situation.
Right, real close to doing it. It's 2nd down and 8. Another near 1st down. That time they handed it to Michael Young, his first carry of the game, but he averages 5 yards a carry. He's a senior out of Shreveport.
Michael Young on the misdirection slant counter, going to come to the left side and then back to the right and watch, get behind his offensive guard and bump outside. Good game there, almost a 1st down.
This is a very tired Nicholls defense right now. You see a lot of guys with their hands on their hips. Really winded.
Well, a week ago, Kevin, they played 11 people up on the defensive front. I haven't seen that much substitution this week. I think they made a decision to kind of go with some of their better people in there, the more experienced players, and they haven't been rolling that defensive front in there as much today. So the playing time has taken a toll on them. This offensive line from Grambling is quite a bit larger than the defensive front for the Colonels.
Well, they're using some big time off the clock right now. It's 3rd down and inches. Times again, they snap this one under 5. Boy, Rivera just absolutely leveled Michael Young, but it should be enough for a 1st down. They'll stop the clock, reset it, and move the sticks.
That's another 1st down, no doubt about it.
Look at what Grambling has been able to do here in the 2nd half. 4 possessions, 4 scores, 2 field goals, and 2 touchdowns. They lead it after trailing in this game 12-0.
Well, really, they have. And, they got off to a slow start. They had Bruce Eugene starting the football game at quarterback number 10. And Randy Himes came in to take a look at Bruce Eugene, just a freshman, started his first game a week ago, and now they're starting his second game. And Randy Himes came in, he's just that spark, moving from his receiver position back to the quarterback position that he started 7 games and 7 wins early to start this season for the Tigers.
Throw this one for the end zone, incomplete. Now, on this drive alone, to go along with that, the 4 possessions in which they've scored, they've had 6 plays on this drive. Well, they've been reeling off yard after yard on this drive. Now they're down in the red zone again.
Kind of surprising you're going to throw the ball here, but Himes throws it up, tries to get all of it here. Millen is number 4, doing a pretty good job of staying with him. The ball had been thrown perfectly.
Now the incomplete pass stops with the clock with 2 minutes 44 seconds remaining.
Now, if you stop him here, you definitely have to call a timeout. There's no doubt about it. You need as much time on the clock as you can.
Hand it to Young. Young to the 15-yard line. Both hands on the football, and it's a 3rd down coming up, and now Nicholls State will take a timeout. So a timeout of the field taken by Nicholls State. They trail by 10 for now, and not a whole lot of time to come back. We'll be back with more in a moment.
NFL. This
Brad Hill is the man for the job.
Running downhill. Look at the body lean that he has, and he's just powering through the Nicholls State defense. Hey, this 4th quarter, he has taken a toll on him. The defense is tired, and he's just taking advantage of it. The power, the big tailback, and getting positive yardage, and more importantly, running the clock for the Tigers.
Look at the difference. Second half has been a workhorse. 83 yards in the ball game, 74 of those coming in the second half. Now Grambling is going to take a timeout after a Nicholls timeout. That is interesting.
Doug Williams, Randy Himes may have seen something out there he didn't want to go, and Doug probably said, hey, go out there, take a look at it, and we'll use a timeout if need be. Grambling obviously out of timeouts now. Nicholls State got 2 remaining, and certainly they'll use one here if they do stop them. It'll bring up a 4th down situation.
He talks it over. We want to remind you, coming up, number 8, Washington taking on Oregon State. The Pac-10 battle here on Fox Sports Net. Followed tonight at 6 o'clock. Make our way to the Big 12. Ames, Iowa is the spot for it. Colorado Buffaloes taking on the Iowa State Cyclones in the Big 12 action. Talk coming up college football Saturday on Fox Sports Net. That one should be interesting right there. Oregon State had a, well, right off the bat, people had them as preseason #1s, preseason national champions. Got beat by Fresno State, and they just have not been the same football team since. Nicholls has fought the good fight today, but number 9 team in the country looks like they're going to have their way, wearing this team down as it would appear as the time went by.
Well, interesting here how Doug Williams decided to start a young quarterback, Bruce Eugene, and now he's gone Randy Himes. Do you think he's going to stay with Randy Himes the remainder of the season at the quarterback spot?
I don't think there's any question. And look at this. You know you're good when you can hold the ball in the air starting at the 8-yard line. That's how wide open that play was.
Simple quarterback draw. Everybody's covered outside. The rush is outside, and just take it inside. Randy Himes is just a tremendous athlete. There's no doubt about it. He may not be your purest pocket quarterback, but I tell you, he's one of the most athletic quarterbacks I've seen back there, and being able to run the football, elude the rush, and do these kind of things, just take it into the house very easily.
A short field to work with for Grambling as they took over after holding on a 4th down, and it may be the final nail in the coffin right here. As Grambling has come rambling back, and they lead it 37-20. We'll wrap this one up in just a moment.
Al has it.
Is the camera shy now?
Yeah, once we came back, he had plenty to say before. Once we came back, he didn't have anything to say. Play slots out to the 40-yard line. Once upon a time and land a long time ago, Nicholls State led this game 12-0. Since then, simple math will tell you it's been 37-8.
A couple of things. Nicholls State, they come out with the option attack, the triple option, and Grambling State, they have not seen an option attack this year, so it took them a couple of series to really get into a groove of how to defend it, and I think they've done a pretty good job. They had some plays that didn't play it so well. You remember the 86-yard touchdown run that Phillip had against them, and those kind of things are able to happen against a defense, and it's an option attack offense that, you know, if you don't play it a lot, if you don't play it very often, you have a chance that it can jump up and bite you.
Sun will throw this one downfield, out of bounds, intended for John Price. Stops the clock, 2:18 to go. Nicholls needs points and needs them in a hurry. Otherwise, Grambling will go to 8-1. Their only loss coming a week ago. And a bounce back. They lost to Alabama State by 7 in a shootout, 45-38. This one incomplete. Again, looking for Price. A little high and outside. That one almost intercepted by Chris Brown.
To Josh Sun's credit here, he's got 7 players coming at him, and he's got to get rid of this football. They're coming pretty hot and heavy there, and takes a little pop after the throw. Bright future for this young man, though. Just a sophomore here for the Colonels, doing a good job running this offense, and he's only going to get better with time throwing the football, and the more experience he has seeing the passing lanes, I can see that Darrell Day is going to have a real bright future with this young man.
I think it's a bright future for this program for Darrell Day. You know, both of these coaches have one thing in common when you talk about them. They talk about the things that they have improved on with this team. And don't think for a second that both of these coaches don't think first and foremost about the student athlete, and that they talked about how the GPA has improved on both of these ball clubs dramatically, Grambling and Nicholls State.
Yeah. Nicholls here, they were down about a 1.7 before Darrell came in. Now they're up to 2.48, almost 2.5, which is their goal for their entire program. And a lot of guys graduating in both programs, and it's one of the things that these people lose sight of. These coaches are they care very much about these players, and one of their first and foremost things is getting these guys the education they deserve, and that's the reason they come to these universities.
First down complete on the far side. John Price makes the catch. Well, still 2:02 to go. Nicholls State may not have enough time to come back in this ball game, but at the same time, they do have enough time to at least have a positive finish. Of course, last week, Chicago Bears scored 14 points in about 30 seconds. Son again, throwing from the shotgun. Complete on the far side. Thurman Lewis makes a catch and steps out of bounds. Clock stops again. The ball at the 28-yard line as they'll move the sticks.
Well, Grambling's just sitting back, playing a 2-deep zone coverage and playing what's called a hard corner, trying to jam with the line of scrimmage, and actually missed the jam on that one. Let the receiver get behind him, and Doug's not too worried about his defense right now. He's got a 17-point lead here late in the ball game. So he knew it'd be a tough coming down here to Nicholls. It always is. Come in here, and this bunch always fights hard. Nicholls State does, and anytime you come away with a win out of here, it's a real plus.
Flags down, and so is Josh Sun. Let's check the penalty marker. Terrence Duke is going to get credit for the sack, but sort this one out.
On the defense, 5 yards remains. First down.
That didn't take long. A 5-yard penalty. Minute 52 left on the clock. Young Colonel fan. He's I was going to say she's seen better days that the Colonels have had, but then again, hasn't been around long enough, maybe. Program on the rise, though. Throws this one in the end zone. Price is open. Touchdown, Nicholls State.
Throws it on Chris Brown, number 19, the cornerback. Not a lot of people throw his way. He's such a good cover corner that a lot of people actually choose to go away from him. Josh Sun does a good job here throwing the ball deep in the back of the end zone, and Price just gets a step on him here. I don't know if he tried to jam him up front at the line of scrimmage and missed, but you see the man-to-man coverage. He's going to take him to the outside, gets a step, and tries to backpedal his way in, but Price just turns on the jets and does a nice job getting behind him.
The 6th touchdown pass of the season for Josh Sun. Now they'll go for 2. And he got there. So the 2-point conversion is good, and with 95 seconds remaining, we've got a 9-point ball game.
Well, it's a down line option. You take it out of the gun formation, you pitch it, you can run it up inside, and that's what Josh Sun does here for the 2 points for the Colonels.
Go back to the touchdown pass. Nice job by John Price, who really laid out for this one to bring it in.
Excellent grab. Good job in the back of the end zone, laying out, selling out to make the grab. And here's the 2-point conversion. Well, actually, that's the touchdown pass. Actually, he throws it from the gun.
And he beat a pretty good quarterback, too, in Chris Brown. I don't know if Brown got caught up or got caught with a fake. It was just man coverage, and he just got beat.
I think he just took one too many looks into the backfield that time. He was kind of a slow backpedal and probably underestimated John Price and his speed, who got behind him. And now you got the hands team out here for the Tigers, and you're going to do the onside kick thing. And here's the extra point. Down the line, you got your fullback Coletti leading. Go ahead and follow behind him, and pretty good pop there, but Sun does a nice job of spinning into the end zone.
So that'll be up to John Manley to kick the onside kick. Doug Williams, well, it's not uncomfortable yet with 1:35 left. Doesn't want it to get any more uncomfortable right now.
Okay, 3-point stand. Hold on. 3-point stand. Everybody, 3-point stand. Get it there, 3-point stand. Here you go. Ready, set, go!
And that one just kicked out of bounds. That's not exactly the way they drew that up, and Grambling is going to get that at the 35-yard line, and it was James Wilcox who did kick that. It wasn't John Manley. James Wilcox probably wishes I hadn't corrected myself on that. But he kicked it out of bounds, and that scoring drive, you take a look back at a 24-yard touchdown pass to John Price. And Sun with a 2-point conversion. Well, it took 40 seconds. That's exactly what they needed. So now 95 seconds remaining in this ball game. And that guy right there who has played outstanding, Randy Himes. Can't say enough about what the job that this young man has done, the senior from Hitchcock, Texas. Right up the middle. That's just what they need to do. Keep it between the hash marks. And Nicholls State, did they call their final timeout? They call their final timeout of the ball game. Himes, well, he's been a nightmare for that guy.
Well, Darryl still got a smile on his face. That's the ever-present attitude that he brings to this football team. He's disappointed, yet you know, he's going to tell his football team, hey, we came out here, we got ahead on these guys. They're a good football team, Grambling is, and you just have to coach with eternal optimism. That's what Darryl does. He brings his football program and never say die attitude.
Former LSU linebacker. He's a little different than your typical head football coach at the college level.
Well, I actually had a chance to play golf with him this summer. We played in the Southland Football League, had a little golf tournament down in Houston, and yeah, I played with Darrell, and really a fun guy to be around, and not to mention that he can hit the ball a mile. He says, am I swinging fast enough? I swing a golf club fast. I don't hit it very well, but I mean, I swing it fast, and he swings it twice as fast as I do, and it goes a ton.
Well, his father, Donnie, is at every game on the sidelines with his son, Darrell, and Donnie played on the 58 LSU National Championship team. There's a lot of community support for this Nicholls State team. It is different from a lot of different programs around the country because you rarely see one in a town this small that they really get into their kernels and get a lot of community support. It's definitely a unique football and sports environment down here in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Well, it's not a big community. There's not a lot of people actually concentrated here. The university has, I think, just under 8,000 students here on campus, and it's not a big community, as I said, but the people that are here, they really love this program. They love the university, and they get behind this football team as well.
Now that will be the final timeout is Nicholls State. You're going to coach to the very end, and that's the thing we've talked about 78% of this ball club freshmen and sophomores, and you're going to expect them to play to the very end. You're going to coach to the very end, and they take the timeout here. Does Nicholls State, and that will be the final timeout that they have. Last time they could stop the clock. Grambling, on the other hand, their team that rolls in here, they're on their way to their 8th win of the season. What they've been able to do with the program is pretty much keep it status quo, and that's something to be said for Doug Williams when you consider who he took over for, a man who pretty much wrote the book on that Grambling program. You tend to do those types of things when you win 408 games, and I'm talking about the legend Eddie Robinson. He started coaching at Grambling in 1941 at the age of 21. 408 wins and 57 years later. He retired after the 1997 season. One of his All-American quarterbacks took over. You see what they did, wins over Alcorn, Alabama, A&M, Portland State. That was a last-second win. Their only loss last week against Alabama State. Now with 1:23, Randy Himes will take a knee. They'll have to do it, snap it a couple more times, and that will be it. Grambling, a very impressive show.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and talk about Randy Himes a little bit. You know, he's at the quarterback position, and really had a great game last week at the X-receiver position. I think he's probably got a future. At least he's going to get into a camp next year. I would imagine as a receiver position an opportunity to play in the NFL, and that's the kind of ability that I think he has.
All right, thanks to Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the Southland Conference, Southland Football League, along with Bruce Ludlow, the associate commissioner of the league, who's helped us out all season long. Hope you've enjoyed Southland Football League action here on Fox Sports Net. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. This will wrap up our schedule, but still plenty more to come in the playoffs. As more than a couple Southland teams will be headed to the 1AA playoffs.
I think you're right, Kevin. There's 3 or 4 teams now still in the top 25 in Division 1AA here for the Southland Football League. Just great football throughout. Tell you, now late in the season, you're going to have your better teams and your teams with your better records playing each other. We've got some great games coming up today and again next week to see who's going to win this Southland Football League championship. Doug Williams and his Grandma State Tigers there leading their division in the SWAC, and there'll be a championship for them possibly at the end of the road as well.
Doug Williams' team goes to 8-1 as they're going to come away with the win today. The final score here in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Grambling comes from behind. They lead at 30. They win at 37-28. We'll take a final break. We'll come back and wrap things up from Louisiana in a moment. Grambling wins at 37-28. For Gary Reasons, Kevin Eschenfeld, and all of us at Fox Sports Net. Good to have you with us. So long from Thibodaux. Coming up next, it's a Pac-10 showdown. Number 8 Washington facing Oregon State. This has been an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net and the Southland Football League.
Second leading tackler in the conference, as Don told you at the top of the show. He has led this club in tackles the last 2 seasons. Looks like he's going to do it for a 3rd straight year. 3rd down now and 2. And Kent going to throw the football wide open receivers. T.C. Taylor forced out of bounds, but not till he gets the first down to about the 28-yard line defensively there was really